This program is a collaboration of personal opinions and individual free thought. It does not represent the views or narrative of the mainstream corporate media hacks. Viewer discretion is advised.
And here we go.
Live from the bell tower, taking a stand for your rights, your liberties, and all the bullshit in between. You're listening to Break the Bell Podcast.
Good evening. Welcome to the Break the Bell Podcast.
Hello, beautiful bell breakers.
Winter is in the air, it's holiday season, and the birds aren't chirping because they're not fucking idiots like we are.
It's true.
They're all like down where it's like nice and warm. Now why is it that people, besides old people, haven't figured out how to migrate south for the winter? Because
They're just stupid.
yeah, we're like, you know what we should do? We should just stay here in the cold. And
But then you'd have to close down entire states. Right?
I'm okay with that. It's what they
Sorry.
get for being in the cold, I guess.
I was out of service now until April.
Yes. Sorry, we're closed for business until summertime.
Yes. Check Florida.
I don't know. I don't mind the cold sometimes. I did go out deer hunting this weekend, and man, it was fucking cold. It was like 18 degrees and like 40-mile-an-hour
I was
wind.
going to say, I think you picked the coldest day to go.
Yeah, well, it was like warm all week, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's going to be nice hunting out. And then my wife's like, it's supposed to get windy tonight. I was like, I didn't know that. And I pulled up the weather, and I was like, 18 degrees? Are you
Yeah.
fucking kidding me?
Yep. Friday night, literally, because our town had a tree lighting ceremony, so we were outside all night Friday night. I think it was 50 degrees. And then, and I felt the change.
Oh, yeah,
like
me
I was
too.
walking, all of a sudden the wind hit, and I'm like, oh, damn, it got cold fast.
Here it comes.
Yep.
Here it comes. Yeah, and I had like 4 pairs of pants and a coveralls and 4 shirts and a jacket on, and I still was cold.
No, I bet.
I sat in a sleeping bag while I was waiting for the deer to wake up.
And did you saw anything?
I
or-
saw a deer and I shot at them, but I didn't hit anything.
Okay.
They were very I don't know if it's me or them, but they were very evasive.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Did some Matrix shit.
Yeah, pretty much. I could go on about that,
Yeah.
but that's not what we're here to talk about.
No,
We're here.
That's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast, indeed. The lack of hunting skills of me. We're here to talk about the mind of Kanye, Yeezy, Ye, West, whatever he's going by
Yes.
these days. Because
is he a musical genius or an idiot savant?
or a
little
mixture
bit of both. Okay.
Is he a product of MK Ultra? Is he literally a racist, like a self-hating racist,
Yes.
anti-Semitic, Nazi,
Or is
black
that just
person?
what happens when you marry a Kardashian?
That could be. I mean, think about it. If let's say if you were a genius at one point in your life, I know that's not the case, but let's say you were. I mean, that's hard for you to imagine, but just
Yeah, it is.
Just
It
try
is.
to imagine if you were a genius at
Sure.
one point, and you got a bunch of money to go along with your geniusness, if that's the word.
Sure.
And then you got to the point where you're like, I can marry whoever I want. So you hook up with somebody famous too, because you're slightly narcissistic, as
Of
all
course.
rich people are.
Yeah.
So you hook up with a Kardashian. Why a Kardashian? I don't fucking know. But you hook up with a Kardashian. What does that do to your IQ level
Yeah.
or your sanity level?
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine that, yes, you either have to check out in one of your different, either emotionally, mentally, or intellectually, you have to check out.
Or all the above?
Yes. Because otherwise, I think you just end up hanging from a banister somewhere.
Now, I've been kind of an apologist of Kanye since he started
Yeah.
endorsing Trump and stuff.
Well,
it's
but-
not that
but-
I endorse Trump, but it's just
Yeah.
I like that he's thinking for
Yes,
himself.
free thinkers, free speech. I mean, we like when people go against the grain.
It's-
And now, was he the same? Forgive me for this. was he the same guy that went on with Mike Myers during Katrina and was like,
Yes.
George Bush hates black people?
He absolutely was.
Okay,
So
wow,
he was
yeah.
the guy that said he's come a long way since George Bush hates black people.
He went from saying that Taylor Swift didn't deserve this award, it should go to Beyonce, to that Hitler alright.
Yes, Hitler's okay. I love Hitler. Yeah, we've come a long way.
Yes,
Now what you might be missing some context, because maybe what the media would make you believe, maybe back then he was saying George Bush hates black people and so do I. Maybe we missed the context there. Yeah,
they might have cut him off.
It could have been there. So I don't know. The media wants you to believe that he's this like super racist and anti-Semitic guy. In my opinion, and I'll obviously get way more into this as the show progresses. In my opinion, he's Kanye West.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Kanye West. I mean, again, super narcissist. Not just kind of narcissist that comes with the super narcissist. Yeah. So Kanye West does what the fuck he wants to, or yay, whatever. Like he.
Yeah.
Kanye West. I'm going to call him that just because yay sounds stupid. But.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to get into it, but, again, he reminds me of people I know in my family that talk as if they know everything and are well-read, but have it bass backwards.
Mm-hmm. It's like, are you really going to question me? I'm Kanye fucking West.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it is just to make noise.
Yeah.
Because Kanye West, like, at least in his mind, he's uncancelable. Like, even if platforms kick him off, he's like, I'm still fucking Kanye West. I got this, that. But, I lost that clothing line. That's fine. I got $450 billion.
But he's created this narrative where the world is set against him because he discovered something.
Who does that sound like, though?
That would be Donald Trump.
Donald J. Trump? Yeah, so no wonder they get along so well. I mean, the world kind of
tried to, like, VP the other one.
Yeah, until they
joined. Egos clash.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it's like the in any kind of like action film, like Game of Thrones or Vikings or something like that, where the two kingdoms like work together to fight the one kingdom, but then after they defeat that kingdom, obviously they fight each other because their own egos get in the way.
Yeah.
So
and I know we're getting into the deep psyche of Kanye or Ye, but listening to the interview with Alex Jones, which I assume we're going to get into.
Oh, we will get into the interview with Alex Jones.
There were things he said that I just felt like he's either lying to himself or he just doesn't think the rest of the world knows about things.
Right. Or about him, or remembers who he was.
Or who his ex-wife was.
Exactly,
right?
yes.
I mean, there's just I was listening to it and I'm just like, wait, what? What?
Now, a part of me is like, as stupid as it is what he's saying, should he be canceled for what he's saying? Not a part of me, like most of me, because a small minor part of me, and I'll bring this up again. A small minor part of me is like, should we start questioning our stance on free speech now? Is this where we should start questioning that? But then the most majority of me takes over. It's like, most of the things he says are probably fucking stupid. He's probably trying to make a point or raise attention or on himself mostly. Right. Should he be canceled for the things he says because he brought up one particular people group when all these other people groups are being bashed on constantly?
Right.
And people do get outraged over it, but not necessarily like immediately canceled due to incitement of violence and shit like that. And I mean, free speech is free speech. I mean, dumb speech is covered under free speech. Yeah. We talk about it all the time. It's like, I don't support what you're saying, but I support your right to say it.
Absolutely.
So if you want to run your mouth and be a freaking retard, you have the right to do that.
And at the end of the day, it's up to, if people want to listen to him, they're going to find a way to listen to him.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so you have to decide, okay, is it worth making yourself into this tyrannical dictator because someone's an idiot?
Right.
Just let them shoot their shit and let people decide.
Yeah, I mean, the second that Kanye endorsed Trump, it was immediately looking for reasons to cancel him. But they didn't. It's gotten to the part where they don't have to look because he's just giving them reasons to.
Right.
But then, it's getting really hard for us to be like, I support what you're doing. I don't support what he's doing, but again, I support his right to do it.
Right. And again, when he came out for Trump, and we both said, hey, he's thinking for himself, which is good, right?
Mm.
But then when you see him on a platform unfiltered,
it's like, oh dear God.
Yes, somebody please stop him.
Is there a mute button somewhere? Do you know who else supports stupid free speech? Like the right to be able to say every stupid thing you want to?
I believe it's our favorite coffee company.
It is our favorite coffee company. Our sponsors, Run Your Mouth Coffee. They support your right to free speech. They support your right to say stupid shit if you want to, even if other people disagree with it. And they also make really good coffee. From what I'm told and from what I've tasted, it's really delicious.
It is.
Go to rymcoffee.com. Tell them we sent you by using the promo code BREAKTHEBELL, and you'll get 10% off your purchase, plus free shipping. And who doesn't love a good fucking deal like that? Right. Delicious, fresh roasted coffee delivered straight to your door. Just there's probably enough time to get it just in time for Christmas. If you order now, go do it now because you're running out of time. Perfect Christmas gift, stocking stuffer, all that kind of stuff. I mean, who doesn't like delicious coffee? Who doesn't like free speech? And again, support companies that support your rights and support Kanye West's right to say the stupid, crazy off the wall shit that he says. rymcoffee.com. I don't know if they want to be tied to Kanye West, but I know for a fact they support
free speech.
So I mean, this whole thing boils down to free speech in a nutshell. So support Run Your Mouth Coffee. Check us out all over social media while we still have social media until we get deemed danger, menace to society like Kanye West and get canceled. You can find us at our handle, which is at BreakTheBellPod, which is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Come hang out with us because we enjoy trolling the interwebs out there.
And you know what makes us truly dangerous?
What?
Our Christmas show.
Our Christmas show is the most dangerous of all Christmas shows and the most extravagant of all Christmas shows. December 19th is our third annual Christmas extravaganza, which is going to be extravagant, hence the name. Yes. We will be joined once again, as the past 2 years, by Dan Smots of The System Is Down and the great Remso Martinez of the On the Run podcast. Both been guests on our show multiple times, and we enjoy hanging out with them sometimes. Sometimes. One's my brother, so I don't always like hanging out with him.
I see him all the time.
Sometimes.
Hear from him.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have your family around for the holidays, and that's what we're doing here. We're getting our obligatory family time, and Remso has become our family at this point.
I would say so.
So join that. It's always a blast. Last year was amazing. Last year we had a special music number from Dan right there live. I mean, he delivered. He absolutely the genius mind of Dan Smots. If that, I can't say that because he's got like a Kanye West ego. It sucked horribly. And we also had like a special reading of Hookers and Blow Save Christmas.
Christmas classic.
Yeah, and some other stuff. We did other things. Check out those old ones because again, they don't expire. They don't get old.
No.
So go back and listen to.
Put yourself in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, the first and second annual extravaganzas to get yourself in the right mindset for the third annual Christmas extravaganza. That's December 19th, Monday before Christmas. It will be live, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Do not miss it because it's going to be freaking awesome, as always. I'm ready to get into the show.
Let's do it.
Should we get into the show?
Let's get into the mind of Ye.
Let's get into the mind of Ye and his love for Nazis. We'll be right back.
What did you say?
You talking to me?
What the heck are you talking about?
What did you say?
What did you say?
What did you say?
Are you talking to me?
Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you saying?
What did you say?
Are you talking to me?
Well, maybe he was talking to me.
What did you say?
Talk to me.
What in heaven's name are you talking about?
Talk to talk to me, baby.
Did you just say?
What did you say?
You listen to me. Are you talking to me?
Are you talking to me?
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
And we're back.
I think Alyssa Milano would agree with him.
You think so?
Well, yeah, she jumped right onto that VW.
Yeah, she found lots of value in
Yes.
Hitler. So I think you're right. I mean, she's like, I love my VWs. Oh, we're getting our sexy time.
Like photo hot sister.
Yes. So Kanye West. Kanye freaking West.
Yes, yay.
Did you listen to Kanye back in the day? Were you a Kanye listener?
I never was really a
No.
Kanye listener.
No, you seem like a Kanye fan.
Do I? I'm not sure how to take that.
So the number one question of the internet as of last week, is Kanye a Nazi? Or is Ye a Nazi? I feel like we're not doing him justice by calling him by his preferred pronouns.
Yes. No, I do not think he's a Nazi.
You don't think so, even though he loves Nazis?
I think that what if you were say you were famous, right? Which I know you have a certain level of fame.
Oh yes, I'm almost there. I'm almost to Kanye's level.
If you wanted to find a way to get everybody's attention, what would you say?
I mean, I know the answer you're looking for, but I'm not sure that I would say that I love Nazis. Now, if I wanted to prove that I can say whatever I want, then I might say I love Nazis.
Exactly. And if you were somebody who felt like you were on top, that you were uncancelable, untouchable, wouldn't you say something that you felt like you could get away with, or that people would get pissed off, but you still would be around? Right?
Yeah, I guess.
So
my real question is, how much money does Kanye have to lose before he stops?
Yeah, the unfortunate part is that he's got enough sycophants around him that I don't think he will. I think someone is always going to throw money at him to say what he says.
So, over the last several years, let me get rid of the music.
Yeah.
Over the last several years, Kanye was kind of seen as breaking away from the establishment, the mainstream, and again, like we said in the intro, we kind of liked it. We kind of enjoyed watching it because you got this guy. He's like at the top of his game. I want to say he's like the best rapper out there.
Yeah.
But as far as like wealthiest rapper, because I mean, he's got his rapping career. He's a producer, I think.
Right.
He's
a brand. He's like Trump. He's a brand.
Right. He's got like clothing, like fashion lines and stuff. Yeah, stuff like that. So the Yeezys.
Yes.
Did you ever like the Yeezy shoes?
I never did.
I always thought those were I was like, how the fuck do people? The only reason people like these is because they're Kanye West shoes, because they're freaking ugly as sin.
Yeah.
So we got this guy. He's at the top of his game. He's like he's a product of the establishment.
Oh,
I mean, he came up through it, and then all of a sudden he's like, I like Trump.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh shit. This guy likes Trump. He's obviously a bad actor now.
Well, and nothing's more dangerous of a guy who likes Trump than a black man who likes Trump, right?
A famous black man.
Yes, who likes Trump. That's dangerous.
And not like a right-wing pundit black guy that Fox News hired to meet the quotas.
Yes,
but like an actual like member of the hip hop community, a member of
somebody who shot down Taylor Swift to support Beyonce.
Right, exactly. So he breaks away, which again, comparing him to Donald Trump is kind of the same. Besides the fact he's a rich old white guy instead of a rich younger-ish black guy. You got Donald Trump that everybody loved. Everybody was on his dick. You even had what's the guy's name? Stephen Colbert. I watched a clip a while ago of Stephen Colbert before Trump's announced presidency candidacy. I don't know if it was 2016 or the 2012 when he kind of dabbled with it, but Stephen Colbert was like, everybody loves this guy. Everybody loves Trump. We would all love to see you run for president. It's easy for all these people to get on those people's jocks, like the ultra wealthy's jocks,
when they don't rock the boat.
Yeah, when they aren't pushing against that
Yeah.
narrative, that agenda, and then all of a sudden when they do,
Boom.
it's like, oh,
They're crazy.
these people are the most racist, most hateful, most whatever person that you've ever met in your life, and it's like you just loved them like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, oh, this guy's always been racist. I mean, I saw reports of where, when I was looking up Kanye, where they're like, well, obviously, Trump's racist because Kanye was rapping about like the housing problem being racist and stuff like that. Well, Trump back in 1972 said he didn't like rental properties because of all the like mixed races and stuff. It's like that was 1972. First of all, everybody was fucking saying that.
I was going to say, I think Joe Biden didn't want mixed schools.
Right, exactly. So, but nobody was bringing that up when he was just a rich dude that they could milk some of the freaking finance.
And a
off.
lot of what Trump was saying back in like the 70s and 80s are things he still says today when he was president about making America first and you know, making good business deals against China and stuff like that.
But now they push a little against the grain, and all of a sudden they're literally Hitler, or they love Hitler, one of the two. Black Hitler. Can we call Kanye Black Hitler?
I think we should. I think we should.
I think we need to. So this downward spiral that they would call of Kanye West goes all the way back to 2016, which was Donald Trump's campaign. And Kanye at one point during a concert, like stopped his concert to endorse Donald Trump.
Wow, I'm sure that went over well.
Oh yeah, everybody was so super excited because this was already the point where the grab her by the pussy part came out, the stance against immigrants came out, and all it, like, obviously now he's racist Donald Trump that you know and love today. So he got majorly booed for endorsing from the stage. Can't forget this picture here. You remember seeing these images?
Oh yeah.
Kanye West in his "Make America Great" hat again. He was hard on the MAGA train.
Oh yeah.
And like, where do you think that came? Was that just out of left field, or like where do you think, what prompted him to all of a sudden endorse Donald Trump?
Well, I think he had this misguided. I don't want to say it's misguided, but so he found Jesus.
Nah.
You don't think so?
Nah. No. Nope.
Didn't he come out with like a Christian rap?
Yes.
And stuff like that?
And on his Alex Jones interview, which we'll get into.
I heard a lot of scripture during that.
He tries to quote a lot of scripture, and wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I never heard scripture butchered so much as Trump saying 2 Colossians going down the street.
I am pretty sure Kanye and Trump were kind of
probably
intermingled friends, like
sending
kind of
each other Bible verses.
I'm just saying before his campaign, I'm sure they bumped shoulders quite a bit.
I'm
and
sure.
I even Trump's like, oh yeah, me and my brother Kanye, we go way
Did
back,
he say
man.
brother?
No, but but he basically said we go way back. We've been friends for a long time. He even sent like congratulations when him and Kimmy got married. So I'm guessing
maybe Kanye was a product of the Trump University, and maybe that's where he learned his branding.
I don't know. Maybe Kanye ran the marketing for Trump University. Maybe that was it. I don't know where this came from. I do know that they probably bumped shoulders in like Hollywood or like the celebrity realm. So when he decides to run, Kanye probably is just like, oh, that's my boy.
Right. Yeah, I remember Donald Trump. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Me and Don, we go way back. You know, it's probably a self-serving thing for him to try to get in cahoots with Donald Trump, who's now becoming the top leader of the entire world as we know it. And so Kanye is like, I got my hookup. I got my in right here. And Kanye had already announced that he was going to run for president at some point anyways. Right. So he's like, if I get in with this guy who's running for president.
Right. Maybe he was hoping he would be Trump's VP.
Yeah, maybe self-serving.
Yes.
Probably self-serving.
Definitely,
to say the least.
because guys like Ye don't do anything that is not self-serving.
No. So instantly, that kind of demonized Kanye West, and his mental health started coming into question. And he got diagnosed bipolar in 2016, the same year, conveniently.
Because nobody endorses Trump, especially if you're a black man, unless you're bipolar.
Obviously, you got to have something wrong. You got to be crazy to endorse the racist Donald Trump if you're a black guy. This is not us talking. This is what the mainstream media is talking. So this is his little rant on stage in 2016. So this is from Deadline. This is from back in 2016. It says Kanye says he would have voted for Trump on election day if only he had voted. So Kanye didn't even vote. So no, this is in 2020. No, 2016.
Yeah,
this is
2016,
2016. Yeah, when he first. So he didn't vote, but if he would have voted, he would have voted for Trump.
Okay, well that's good to know. I'm sure Trump appreciates that.
Yes. Well, thank you.
Thank you for thinking about that.
He also announced during one of several political breaks in his Thursday night concert in San Jose, California, that he would run for POTUS in 2020, in which case he's likely to be running against Trump. West previously made headlines saying he might make a run at the White House in 2020. At last night's concert, West assured fans he thinks he will have the experience to run for office by then. Based on what?
I was going to say, what happened? I mean, I know being married to a Kardashian lends a certain amount of, diplomacy, but I don't think it's good enough for running for president.
Now, maybe it was like, well, we got the black guy in the office, then we got the celebrity who has zero experience in the office.
Both.
Now, we just paved the way for Kanye, who is the black guy who's a celebrity with zero experience.
Yeah.
So, based on precedent of the president, I have a shoe in here.
Definitely.
He said, I told y'all I didn't vote, right? But if I would have voted, I would have voted for Trump. West told concertgoers, explaining he did something even better than voting, using non-political methods to speaking that I feel were very futuristic. I don't know what that means, but it was better than voting. I mean, there's not a whole lot that's more worthless in today's world than voting when it comes to politics.
Except for intending to vote.
Yes, intending to vote goes so much further than actual voting.
Maybe he thought by endorsing him, all his concert goers would be like, yes, I'm going to go vote for Donald Trump.
As it says, hinting at his 2020 platform, West recommended Trump hire Hillary Clinton and President Barack Obama as consultants, explaining we should use opposite parties. Everyone that ran, that had an idea that people agreed with, should be the collective ideas that are used to run the country. Now,
I think that's brilliant.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Would it work? No.
There's no way Obama would be like, you know what, Trump, I'm going to help you.
Or can you imagine Hillary who flipped tables after 2020?
Yeah.
You think she'd go in there and be like, "Don't worry, I'm going to help you out.
Yeah.
I got some great ideas."
Yeah, she lost the election to Trump and she murdered 12 puppies.
Do you think Trump would turn around and be like, "Now I know we had some bad blood here, but you had some really good ideas. Yeah. Would you mind?"
God, no.
Fuck no. None of them are going to go down that. So there's that. There's that. That's 2016. That's when the downward spiral that they would point
to go.
They would point that to the beginning of the end of Kanye West. But it's not like Kanye West ever ends. Does Kanye West go away?
No.
Does Trump go away?
No.
No.
You can't get that lucky.
It's like the black side of a coin.
Yes.
To Trump.
Yes.
I'm not saying even they're the same person, but they have the same egos, the same mentalities.
Yes. The same narcissistic mentality.
So, again, back then, I was on board with Kanye. I wasn't necessarily in agreement with Kanye.
I wouldn't have thought about voting for him. No. But I'm like, hey, good for him for expressing himself.
But it's like Kanye West likes to keep stepping up his game. It's like
Yes.
For a while, for the longest time, we continue to justify Kanye West and say, well, I mean, I'm not even saying this is a bad thing. Like, oh yeah, the things he's saying, maybe not necessarily agree with, but he's saying things that people should be allowed to say or should be saying.
Yes.
Like if you filter out some of the crazy, there's some good stuff in there.
Absolutely.
But then Kanye is just like, oh, some people are okay with it. Let's just push this a little further. Let's push this a little. Like, I got away with this. Now, can I get away with this? Now, can I get away with this? And at the end of the day, it's like, could you maybe have stopped at stop telling black people how to think? Like could we just focused on that or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, did we have to go to the Jewish Zionist plot? Did we need to go there? I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't be like. I am one that will rave that there are certain things that we're not allowed to talk about.
Right.
Specifically, this one. Like, if you bring it up, you're gonna get canceled immediately. And there shouldn't be one group of people that can't be talked about because of one really bad event.
Absolutely.
But what really was his point of going there? And that's been his main focus for like the last 6 weeks. And it's like, you're just trying to prove a point now. You're not like actually, you're not accomplishing anything.
Right. Well,
That's the problem I have. Before it was just like, oh, I can see progress being made. And then we got to this point where we are today, and it's like, well, the progress stopped, and now it's just Kanye trying to get away with it.
I think it is this, it's a personal vendetta now at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Because, and he's come out and said, it's like, look, they tried to cancel me. They tried to freeze my accounts. They tried to take my kids away from me. He talks about...
Was it just the Jewish people, though, that did all those things?
No.
I mean, maybe it was.
But does it have been? But no, I know that. But, I mean, I don't know who, his record people are. I mean, maybe they are Jewish. I don't know. And maybe he's just throwing everything at the now and saying look, it's all them. Is
there a difference between, hey, a bad thing happened to me caused by Jewish people, and a couple bad things by a few Jewish people, many bad things by a bunch of Jewish people, or a couple bad things by Republicans or by Trump supporters happened, or the January 6th happened, so all Republicans are terrorists now. Like, really, what's the difference when you're talking about identity politics?
Right, exactly.
Yes, one is a race and one is like a political affiliation, but still, identity politics. If you're going to allow some identity politics, you got to allow all of them.
Sure.
Or you could just stop fucking playing identity politics.
Right.
The mainstream media created identity politics, and then when it switches to one specific identity, it's like, oh no, you can't do that. You can't just because one group of people or a couple people from one group did some bad things to you doesn't mean all of them are. It's just like, wait, flip that around a little bit because that's what the game you've been fucking playing for decades now.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely. Yes.
I don't know. I'll probably get in trouble for saying that. No, it's like, you're comparing the Holocaust to Republican tweets being deleted. No, I'm not. I'm just making a point here that if you're going to play identity politics, if you're going to lump everybody into a group because a couple in that group did some shitty things, then you got to allow it on both sides.
Right. No, I would agree with that. Unfortunately, the woke populace of the day disagrees. If you have any power whatsoever, you're automatically on the wrong side of the discussion.
Sure. Right. So, right now, before we get too deep into Kanye, is what Kanye is going through, is it a product of like free thinking mixed with a large dose of narcissism, or is it a mad case of severe mental illness?
No, I'd go with the former. I think that it's a part of narcissism mixed with this resurgence and power, mixed with personal vendetta, mixed with just riding the high horse.
So you don't think the bipolar has anything to do with it?
I don't.
Do you think he's even bipolar? I mean, I think he's admitted to being bipolar.
Yeah, I think, he probably is, but I don't think this has anything to do with that.
So
I really don't.
After he came out and gave his endorsement for Trump, I forgot to mention that Trump all of a sudden loves Kanye, which of course, obviously they go way back.
Right.
So
anybody who shows Trump a little love, and if you got any kind of popularity, any kind of crowd, any kind of draw, especially if you're a person of color. You're
Oh
automatically
yeah, he's got
Trump's
his
boy.
token black guy now.
Absolutely.
Not
yes.
only not just any. It's not like Joe the plumber, a token black guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's Kanye freaking West. It's
Exactly.
like the top black guy in America.
Right.
One of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't listen to his music. I don't know how many records he's sold, but
Millions.
Yes. Yeah.
Hundreds of millions,
Right.
probably.
Right. Yes.
So Trump says, you know what? I will never say anything bad about him. You know why? Because he loves Trump.
Yeah.
He goes around saying Trump is my all-time hero. He says it to everybody. So Kanye West, I love him. Now you get somebody like Kanye and somebody like Trump.
Yeah.
Kanye says, Trump loves me, I love Trump. Trump's like, oh, Kanye loves me, I love Kanye. And they're just feeding each other's egos majorly. So she's like, oh, Trump loves me, I love him. Oh, you love me, I love you.
Yeah.
And it's
that sounds like a massive train wreck.
like, how far does this go before it becomes really gay?
Well, fortunately it stops because Kanye asked Trump to be his VP.
Yeah.
That's when the love stops.
The love fest stopped.
What?
Like 2 weeks ago when Trump or Kanye's like, hey, I got this great idea. I'm gonna run for president, and I was thinking maybe you could be my running mate. And Trump's like, what? What? No.
Now he needs help.
All he's hearing is, oh, he loves me. He loves me. He loves me. What? What did you just say? What the fuck did you just say? And apparently he had a tirade over it. It's like, you're never gonna win. Never. Kanye says he screamed at him. Now
really?
I yes, I could see that, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Kanye doesn't like people pushing back against him either. So
Yeah.
his level of screaming might just be like, it's never no wrong. And Kanye's like, oh, somebody said no to me.
Yeah, and when you're a narcissist and people go push back against you, they're always the villain.
Do you find it ironic that after that, Kanye all of a sudden became the hero of the Republicans? For a while? For a while.
Yeah, no, because again, the Republican Party is always looking for that person of color to step out and be like, yeah, you know what? They're not bad.
Yeah, right, exactly. So you mentioned when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yes.
Now, I don't even care. I don't even see that as ironic. I don't see that as even hypocrisy or anything. It's fine to say Bush doesn't like black people. Bush is a terrible person and still support the things that the Republican Party supports.
Right.
Bush was a war war criminal, but I still support some of the things that the Republicans support. I still like Donald Trump was not George Bush.
Oh God, no.
Not saying Donald Trump was better than George Bush, but he wasn't George Bush.
Yes.
So I mean, this article here that points out that he's now the hero of the Republicans. Well, you got to remember, 10 years ago he was saying George Bush doesn't care about black people. Well, maybe there was a reason for that.
Right. I mean, yes. I mean, evidence would show to Kanye, that yes, George Bush did not seem to care about the black populace.
Yes. So this is from the Chicago Tribune. I'm briefly gonna hit a couple points here. This one has nothing to do with what this current topic that I'm talking about now, but I want you to remember this paragraph here because it says he's in pictures grinning with White House officials, including Mike Pence, a hero among evangelicals. I wonder if they chatted about how Kanye, who speaks freely about how much he watches pornography and was the creative director for last month's Pornhub Awards. I want you to just keep that in the back of your brain.
All right.
So Kanye West was creative director of Pornhub Awards.
Okay. All right.
Now, this was the part about the Republicans making him their black hero. This is the part that, to me, I was immediately like, yeah, that's the hypocrisy that there is a perfect example of Republican hypocrisy. Because it says, it's cool to see how they've come around. Because back in 2011, when Barack Obama was president, the rapper Common was invited to the White House for a spoken word poetry event. And Fox News folks like Sean Hannity just about lost their minds. Hannity condemned the events, saying, it baffles me that this is the person the White House chooses to set as an example for our kids. Here's the point. He uses the N-word. He talks about cops, the reference about Bush, women, Italians. Hang on a second. This is the President of the United States. You know what? This is not a good message for our kids.
Is that Hannity?
That's Hannity talking about Common being invited
Gotcha.
to the White House by Obama.
Okay.
Now, I don't know much about Kanye's rapping, but I know he's bashed on cops in his rapping. I know he bashed on Bush. We talked about that already. And he doesn't have he has a past of not having derogatory statements towards women. All the things Hannity said about Common, Kanye is guilty of.
Right.
So I get what they're saying here. It's like, wait, you had a problem. You said, is this really the guy that we want to set an example for our kids? But then Trump gets to office and has Kanye, who's said all the exact same things. But then again, on the flip side, is Trump the person we want to choose as an example for our kids? Because he's probably said all those things too, including the N-word.
I'll be honest, and this may be a podcast for a different time.
Probably.
The office of presidency has changed dramatically in the last 20 years. No longer is it this held up like moral office, and maybe Bill Clinton changed that.
I was going to say, I think that Bill Clinton was the turning point of that, because the Republicans tried to say that it was still this, and that's why they impeached him for the blowjob. And how many presidents didn't get a blowjob in office in reality? How many of them didn't?
I think that's kind of a hazing.
Have interns under their desk.
So, but it's the first time it was made public. It was the first time they made a big deal out of it.
But then the other side's like, guys, it's not that big a deal. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, started slowly getting away. I mean, that was also the first time that we kind of had, we've talked about this, the cool persona of a president going on like the Late Show playing the saxophone
on the Arsenio Hall.
Yep.
Yeah. The first, I mean, Bill Clinton hit celebrity status, right? And then you had GW, who everybody hated.
Well, he loved war, though. So.
Yes, but then you had Obama, who again hit celebrity status. He won,
he was suave. He was cool.
Nobel Prize, Grammys, Emmys. I mean, all. I mean, I think Jamie Foxx called him our Lord and Savior. I mean, so, but then you go from him to, again, another ideologue, Trump,
who again, celebrity
status. So, I mean, the office of presidency has now changed, and it's no longer a moral persona. So the fact that Hannity would make a big deal out of it, maybe he didn't get the memo, but yeah, that's not what the office is anymore.
But then they turn around, they're like, "Oh my gosh, Kanye West, he's free thinker," and which again we were too. But again, the hypocrisy there, the level of hypocrisy.
But look at the Republican Party when I mean how big on Elon Musk jock they were with the whole Twitter thing and everything, and then all of a sudden Elon Musk supports abortion, and all of a sudden he's not really their best friend anymore, and then he is again, and so
it's an on again, off again relationship,
and that's the nature of politics today with these people. They're all hypocrites.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you got a lot of money, you're saying the things we like, so we love you.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, you said this thing we don't like. We've always hated Kanye West. We've always hated Elon Musk. And it's not even like, we might have missed the mark here. No, and it's both sides. It's all of a sudden like, no, we've always hated that guy. It's like, you don't know that we remember when you were praising these people.
The problem is that the Republicans are the ones that uphold the church. They're the ones that they pray before their meetings. They're the ones that talk about this moral Christian nation. And so, I mean, it does make them look worse. The Democrats don't really talk that way. They're the ones that are like, oh, well, we're not really a Christian nation anymore.
Sure.
Republicans do. So there's a big difference there.
So we got to keep moving because we got to get
like
to.
I said, that's a podcast for another time.
We got to get to the meat and potatoes of. We got to get to today because there was Kim and Kanye.
Yes.
Remember, they went to Trump and advocated for Alice Marie Johnson was her name.
Yes,
she was serving a life drug sentence, which that could be a whole podcast on its own.
Yes.
A life fucking drug sentence. Like, what drug sentence is so? I mean, did kids, like a school of kids OD and die off your drugs? I mean, that's the only way I could see a life drug sentence. So Kim hears about it on Twitter, and she's like, I'm Kim Kardashian. I have an ego, too. I can make things happen. And she went and talked to Trump, and Trump's like, oh, my buddy Kanye here. He wants a thing done, and I want to look cool for Kanye. So he pardoned, like, she was free that day. That day. So all that work, and obviously he made all these big changes towards, like, drug sentences, right?
Oh, absolutely, right? Just like
Fuck
Biden's big one.
No,
I mean,
he let this guy go because of his ego and his friendship.
Celebrities. Yeah, it was a favor from celebrity to celebrity.
This will make me look huge in the celebrity realm. It was like, I got to get back in good graces with celebrities, so I'm going to do this thing. So he did nothing. That one lady got her life back after 20 years being incarcerated, but all the rest of the people...
Yeah, the other thousands of people are still fucked.
Right. Then Kanye's kind of political sphere, his politicalness kind of got sat on the back burner because of the overly publicized divorce of Kim and Kanye. And Kim was shacking up with the great Pete Davidson. And so that's, it kind of went back to the old TMZ days of Kim and Kanye, the things we expect from a celebrity super couple like that. Yeah. So it was a while before, it was a year or so before we got political Kanye back.
Yeah.
And fast forward to now, and we got political Kanye back. And we got political Kanye back so hard. So it's like he was making up his year off in like one day.
Yes,
day.
He really did.
So before I get into break, we got a few more minutes. I want to get into a little bit of today's world because started, I think, 2 months ago, back in like October, I think. And this picture hit the headlines.
Yes.
It's Kanye West and Candace Owens wearing White Lives Matter T-shirts at, it was some fashion show of his, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I think in Paris, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about some of the stuff briefly on like the weekend wrap-up.
Yeah.
So some of this is going to be recapping. But this, I think, was kind of the kickoff of the rebirth of political Kanye.
Yes, political Kanye gets his groove back at this moment.
Now, even at this point,
which I find this interesting, he's with Candace Owens. That's her name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And she is a big contributor to the Daily Wire, right? Mm-hmm. And he just like burned the shit out of Ben Shapiro on Alex Jones.
Oh yeah.
And Ben Shapiro is like, is he part owner of Daily Wire?
He is the Daily Wire.
He is a Daily Wire.
He's
so
the Daily
it's
Wire.
interesting to me that he would show up like this with Candace and then burn the shit out of Ben Shapiro with I mean, they were anti-Semitic jokes that he was dropping in on Alex Jones.
You may not know this. Ben Shapiro is kind of Jewish.
Yeah, and he knew that. Jewish. And he called that out. He's like, got some jokes against Ben Shapiro. He's not going to like them, but here they are.
I missed that part.
Oh,
wow.
You did?
I did.
I was like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Candace Owens decided to stop shacking up with them because I'm pretty convinced that they were. I mean, look at that face. They're hooking up.
Oh, they are.
They're hooking up.
You don't look at someone like that unless you're yeah.
So this came out. What was your thoughts when this came out?
I thought it was hilarious, to be honest.
I did too.
Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
His own dad thought it was hilarious. He's like, it's a black guy wearing a White Lives Matter shirt. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that's like Blazing Saddles shit.
And not only is it hilarious, it's also like direct in your face to like the whole narrative, the whole Black Lives Matter narrative, all that stuff. Like black people can't be racist because all of a sudden they're like, do we need to rethink? Can black people be racist?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've been saying that for a year now, for a couple of years now, but do we need to change this to black people can be racist? And Kanye is like, let me introduce you to this.
Yeah.
Let's see how long you can keep going with this black people can't be racist narrative because I'm going to show you. We're going to learn.
Yeah.
So this was the New York Post article about Kanye West defending White Lives Matter t-shirt on a Tucker Carlson interview, no less. So, I mean, talk about closeted racism.
I know.
Says Kanye on Thursday, so this was a couple months ago,
Okay.
offered a simple explanation for his White Lives Matter t-shirt, saying he wore the controversial attire at Paris fashion show because they do. Because white lives do matter. And people are like, racism.
Right.
White lives matter?
On one
How
side.
dare you?
But the other side was like, yes.
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 I told you white lives matter. Yes, he's our token. We got our token
Can
black
we get
guy
him
back.
at the GOP party this year?
Got our black guy back. We thought we lost him
Yeah.
to the divorce.
Yeah. Good thing Candace got him.
Reeled him back in, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I even said back then when he was with Candace Owen, I was like, it's like somebody is always like reeling him in.
Right, right.
Like,
Yes.
Can you come join us for our
Yeah.
the thing we are
And
talking
it's always
about?
a woman.
It's always got to be a woman.
But you sent me something, and this isn't part of the conversation, that it doesn't Kanye, or Ye, sorry, didn't he buy Parler?
He was talking about buying Parler.
He was talking about it.
And Candace Owens' husband owned Parler.
Yes.
So
and so that's why I was thinking, they were like in this partnership now.
yeah, I think maybe Parler was failing as Parler is, and Candace
Right.
Owens like, that guy's got a lot of money, and he's highly narcissistic. I bet you
I can
Trump
get him.
wouldn't buy Parler because Trump started Truth Social.
Yeah.
I bet you I could get Kanye to buy Parler.
Yeah.
And so she's like, now, babe, I know this is going to look like we're shacking up, but he might buy Parler.
Yeah.
He's worth like hundreds of millions of dollars.
You'll thank me for it later.
Yes, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Says the 45-year-old rapper doubled down on his decision to wear the shirt in an hour-long sit-down with Tucker Carlson, where he also appeared shocked by the backlash the stunt caused. Now, why would you be shocked by that? I mean, look at the backlash of the hashtag All Lives Matter caused.
Oh my gosh, people got so pissed.
Yeah, it was just like hate.
Well, of
it was a
course,
hate crime.
But Black Lives Matter now.
Yeah. Now, how dare you be so self-centered to
Yeah.
say all lives matter
Yeah.
when black lives are what actually matter?
Right.
Yeah.
Even when there was this massive violent wave against Asians, it
right.
was still Black Lives Matter. But you know what? So do our Asian brothers.
Yes. With a little subscript down there, and kind of Asian lives too.
Yeah, right.
So Kanye says, I do certain things from a feeling. I just channel the energy. It just feels right. It's using a gut instinct, a connection with God, and just brilliance. He said about
Just
wearing
brilliance.
this.
Wow.
So it's God and my brilliance
Of
combined.
course. I mean, they're
obviously.
kind of like on equal footing.
Yes. I don't even think that's all that brilliant, really.
It's not.
I mean, edgy, yes, especially for the one of the richer black people in America to wear this. Certainly edgy, but brilliant. I think we're misusing the word brilliant.
Like I said, that's some like Richard Pryor shit. I mean, it's hilarious, but brilliant, no.
Yes. Now, Kanye said his dad said about the shirt, I thought the shirt was funny. I thought the idea of wearing it was funny. And I said, Dad, why do you think it's funny? He said, just a black man stating the obvious. So basically, again, along the lines, yes, like, it's just stating a fact. White lives do matter.
Yeah.
As well as black lives. And I don't think there's anything racist about it, but I'm a white guy, so what do I know?
Yeah. But it could be taken as an ironic statement. Like, well, yeah, of course white lives matter because white lives are the ones that are in power, so they have to matter.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean,
so it could be taken as an ironic. To me, it's like, when I wear like a shirt that says, that there's a bun in the oven, or, I have a magnet that you that gratefully got me for my birthday that says warning senior driver.
Yes, right. So now a part of me wants to think that Kanye West was like, I could get a lot of attention for wearing that. It wasn't even a political statement. It's just like,
yes.
this will be hilarious. And then obviously he probably wore it once, and then Candace Owen found out about it. It's like, you should take a picture of me wearing one next to you,
Right.
because that would really get them pissed off. And then all of a sudden it became a political statement. I don't know that he necessarily was trying to make a political statement more than he's just like, I'm going to piss a lot of people off
Right.
when I do
Absolutely.
this. It's going to be hilarious. And Kanye West is going to be back on the headlines. Watch this. I'll be back on the headlines.
And he got what he wanted.
But his reason is, he says, the answer to why I wrote White Lives Matter on a shirt is they do. It's an obvious thing. And again, still was on board with it. It's just like, I fully support this guy's right to wear a White Lives Matter
Absolutely.
shirt.
Yeah.
Just like I support the right to put the hashtag All Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Even Hashtag Black Lives Matter, even though it's been proven that a lot of the Black Lives Matter has been a massive money laundering scam.
Yes.
Black lives do matter, though.
Yes.
Everything that created the Black Lives Matter hashtag, that's real problems that need addressed to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Even the Blue Lives Matter, I'll give that to them too, but maybe less than the White Lives Matter, but I don't know. But this was kind of his downfall here. It started with the Trump, but this was like, oh, he's on a crash course now, because now he's not just supporting a guy, he's supporting white people.
Well, and in this respect, I'm frozen again.
That's all right.
In this respect, with, by stating white lives, obviously you're against the fact that Black Lives Matter, right?
Well, obviously you can't support one
do both.
and not support the other.
Exactly.
I don't know. So there was that. Again, still on board, right?
Yes.
We're still tracking with him.
Yes.
Now, then, it's kind of like he's a button pusher. He's like, I just want to push buttons really hard. Right. I like to push. It's like Donald Trump with his nuclear button. It's like, I got the biggest button. Right. I'm going to push the button. So kind of like with the White Lives Matter shirt. When somebody tells Kanye, you can't say that. Like, you can't say White Lives Matter. Right. Kanye West says, I'm Ye. I say what I want. Nobody tells me what to do. Right. Nobody tells me what not to say. And then he took it so hard, so much further with the whole Jewish thing. Yeah. The whole anti-Jewish rant.
Yes.
And I'm going to play this clip. No, we're not ready for a clip. We're not ready for a clip
yet. Okay.
No, let's get in. Let's just start. Let's get down because I forgot about the vile anti-Semitic rant that started. Because he went on the White Lives Matter thing, and people were like, he's kind of racist. And then all of a sudden he's like, and the Jews. And everybody, but he's like, what?
Everybody, again, record scratch.
It's like that meme of the white guy that's like blinking. He's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Kanye West. So the last one was New York Post, kind of praising Kanye West for his White Lives Matter shirt.
Yeah.
And then came on October 9th, not even a week later, the New York Post, this is the headline. Kanye West now suspended from Twitter after a vile anti-Semitic rant. So now he's vile.
Sure.
You see how they flip their support immediately? It's like, oh, I mean, he's got good things to say. He might not say them.
Like, whoa, that was vile.
It's like, oh, this guy's a bad guy.
Yeah.
This guy's a really bad dude, like Corn Pop. You read, I think we talked about this
We
rant
probably did.
on the Weekend Wrap-Up.
I don't quite remember it.
You don't remember this?
Uh-uh.
Kanye was suspended from Twitter after writing early Sunday that he wanted to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I remember DEFCON 3.
Just hours after Elon Musk welcomed him back to the platform. So Elon Musk didn't own the platform at the point, but he did send him a, hey, welcome back.
Is Ye still banned from Twitter now that Musk is ahead of everything?
Well, he was allowed back, and then he posted this. He got kicked off.
Oh, okay.
Musk brought him back.
Oh, okay.
And now he's back off because of recent events.
Gotcha.
In a bizarre and vile rant, the rapper, also known as Ye, wrote, I'm a bit sleepy tonight, but when I wake up, I'm going to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people. Maybe poor choice of words here.
A little bit.
Now, the White Lives Matter thing, I was like, yes, it's very clear and cut what he's saying. It wasn't even like this long explanation to why, like this long political or ideological thing. It's just like, because they do. And it's like, yeah, all right. I can get on board with that.
Right.
Or I at least can support the fact that you're stepping against the grain here by saying that, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then he says, straight up, there's no, like, hidden message here. It's not like, the people that are running, like, pulling the strings. Right. All the people that run Hollywood. Nothing like that. Is I'm going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Right. It doesn't call out, like, specific. You're just saying Jewish people.
Jewish people.
Boom.
And so before, when we're like, well, of course they're calling him racist because he supports Trump. They're going to call anything racist.
Right.
Now they're like anti-Semitic. It's like, based on that,
Yeah.
gee, that sounds a little anti-Semitic.
Is there a way we can spin this so it sounds less?
There's not. He made
No.
sure that you
Yes.
can't spin it.
Yes, he did
to
do
not.
that. Yes.
He goes on to say, and this is like Kyrie Irving's post, or
Yes.
like his not even support. He read a book.
Right.
He goes on to say, the funny thing is, I actually cannot be anti-Semitic because black people are actually Jew. So he's on the whole, like black people were the original Jewish thing.
Hebrews to Negroes.
Yes. Also, you guys have toyed with me and tried to blackball anyone who ever opposes your agenda. The rapper appeared to be referencing the military term DEFCON, which is a term for 5 levels to denote the intensity of a national security threat. I'm glad they had to explain that.
I'm glad they did.
They
yes.
mansplained the shit out of that. A Twitter rep told the Post on Sunday afternoon that West's account had been locked due to a violation of Twitter policies. Now, is this enough to get banned from Twitter, though?
I don't think
I'm going
so.
DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that he put DEFCON 3, people are like, well, it's death threats because he
Right,
actually... No, I think he just actually thought that's what it was.
Yeah,
the term
yes,
was.
yes.
So obviously a Twitter ban there. The suspension from Twitter for anti-Semitism comes after West was knocked off Instagram Friday. Now, this was the part that I hadn't heard of, and a part of me thinks that they've added this to the story later because we covered this story.
Right, and I don't remember talking about Instagram.
It's so much worse. Like, there was that on Twitter, and we're
Right.
like, yeah, he's kind of dumb for posting that. But he was tired. He was
Right.
sleepy.
Right.
So people do stupid things.
Yeah.
I mean, Roseanne
And-
Barr. Roseanne Barr
Right.
said stupid shit when she was on Ambien or something,
Right.
and we're like, it was
dumb.
It was
but not
dumb, and
get
she
you
was sleepy
canceled.
and on drugs.
She should still be on Roseanne, damn it.
Yes. Says his account was restricted on Instagram after sharing a since-deleted screenshot of an iMessage exchange in which he accused Sean Love Combs, or Diddy, or Puff Daddy, or P.
Sure.
Diddy, of being controlled by Jews.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember that at all.
No, I feel like this,
Yeah.
again, has been, like, added, like the opposite of memory hold,
Right.
like added to the story later to make him look even more anti-Semitic.
Right, yes.
Says Diddy had told West to stop playing these internet games. West says, this ain't a game. I'ma use you as an example to show the Jewish people that told you to call me that no one can threaten or influence me. He only returned to Twitter Saturday for the first time since November of 2020 after the Instagram ban. Elon Musk said, welcome back to Twitter, my friend. So obviously he's part of this anti-Semitic thing. Goes on to say, how you gonna kick me off Instagram? You used to be my N-word, the rapper wrote, referencing...
Yeah, he said that?
He said it to Zuckerberg, referring to Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg used to be his...
Yes, because he's the least N-word there is.
Yes. Who do you think created cancel culture? I'm guessing he's referring, again, to Jewish people.
Yes.
So, again, do you remember any of that?
No, that's all new to me.
It's crazy. You look back up old articles and you find shit that wasn't there to begin with, and it's just like,
Yeah.
The conspiracy theorist in me makes me think that
It's easy to add to digital articles.
I mean, I'm sure there's proof out there, but
probably, maybe.
Again, how did we miss this? Are we just that bad at our jobs? Probably.
I'd like to think
Probably.
not.
So we go from, hey, I like Trump. The Democrats have done nothing, but have really done nothing good for the black community. I forgot the parts where he said the Republicans are actually the party that freed the slaves, and the only reason at one point I think he said that black people kind of enslaved themselves. Remember when he kind of went off on that tirade, and people gave him shit for that?
Right.
Again, for kind of free thinker, just kind of processing through things. It's like, you're a new free thinker. We'll let you process through this in your brain.
Right.
Maybe find your footing at some point. It's like anybody who falls into conspiracy theories.
Sure.
You fall down the rabbit hole, and it's just like, oh, this theory and that. Did you hear this one and that one? And then, I mean, I've been down that road. Yeah. But then you get to a point where you're like, don't worry, you'll find your footing and find more stable conspiracy theory at some point where you don't just buy all the bullshit
You
on
don't go straight
4chan.
to the lizard people.
Yes. So you'll find it.
Yeah.
We don't get angry at them because we've all been down that road.
Yes.
It's kind of like that with Kanye and free thinking. It's like he's part of this establishment, and then he breaks away from it, and he starts thinking for himself, and some bizarre shit comes out of his mouth, but it's kind of pointing the right direction. It's like, no, just we'll guide him along. We'll guide him towards real free thought and real reality. And then we get to this point.
Yes.
Where Kanye is going DEFCON 3 on the Jews.
Yes, at least.
At least DEFCON 3 on the Jews. So, how did we get this far?
I think the wrong people have latched onto him and are pushing him in a direction that he ought not to go.
I mean, he claims to be a free thinker, but I feel he is heavily influenced.
I think he is too, and
Heavily,
I think he's
highly
heavily
influenced.
Yes, influenced by the people around him, and whether that's Candace Owens or Nick Fuentes,
or Donald Trump, or whoever's getting him the most attention.
Kim K.
Whoever's going to give him the attention that he craves.
Yeah,
that's who's pulling his strings.
To kind of fluff his ego and prop him up.
No, you are great. You are the best.
Yes, you are brilliant.
You are brilliant, and the Jewish people are really bad.
Yeah, right?
I mean, I agree with you on this part, so obviously you're really smart because you think I'm great.
Yeah.
So if you think I'm great, obviously you know shit.
Yeah.
So now I got to buy into this theory that... And I haven't dug enough into Nick Fuentes to even know, they call him a white supremacist, a white nationalist. From the stuff I've heard him say, I'm just like, yeah, you're kind of definitely preferential towards the white race. And one of the things I don't agree with, and I've even heard on him being interviewed by a couple black dudes, they didn't agree with it either, but they at least supported that he was allowed to say it, was he's like, he doesn't agree with interracial unions, blacks hooking up with blacks, or blacks hooking up with whites, or he believes in kind of the purity of races.
Interesting.
He wasn't saying specifically just the white race, but the black guy on the show is like, I don't agree with that, but I have had plenty of black guests come on my show and say the same thing, that black people should only be white. How dare them hook up with a white chick?
Right,
so
right.
if I can listen to him say that, I can listen to you say this. And so, is it kind of dumb? Yeah, definitely. But I've never heard, from the little bit that I've listened to Nick Fuentes, I've never heard him say that he hates black people. No. I've heard him say stuff hint around that, race, within race, there's genetical difference, and he mentions IQ. He doesn't get into specifics, but I'm wondering, I think he probably feels that white people are smarter than black people based on, so there's definitely a racist element there.
So you could say maybe that he's not necessarily against different races, but he's definitely for the white race.
He's pro-white.
Yes.
So
white
lives matter.
I know from listening to him on the interview that I just wanted to punch him in the face.
Oh yeah,
his voice is the worst.
He's got a fucking punchable face.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's got that classic Republican look.
Oh yeah, that smarmy frat boy Chad, trust fund baby, face. And a voice that only his mother would want to smother.
Yes. Now he does. Every time somebody calls him a white supremacist, he goes on this thing that he's this diehard Christian and he follows God.
Sure.
And God loves all people and everybody is created in God's image. So obviously he can't be racist because he's a Christian. But I think that might be a cop-out answer for him to remain racist.
I was going to say the original white supremacist in America are based around some kind of Christian theology.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, the KKK.
Yes, that is a cop out. I would agree with that.
But he used I've heard 3 different interviews where they're like, "Are you white supremacist?" He's like, "Obviously I'm not because I'm a Christian." It's like that's not an answer
and
because
nobody
KKK was Christians too.
Nobody who wants any footing in this country is going to come out and be like, yes,
I am a white supremacist. I hate
Yeah.
black people
Yes.
and Jewish people.
Yes.
But I feel like he is definitely the one currently pulling Kanye's strings because
Yes.
you can see him over there.
Yeah.
He didn't say much in the
No.
Alex Jones interview. He's over there kind of
Yeah.
smirking on the sides,
Oh,
like
yeah.
this is great.
And then whenever he'd start talking, Alex would be like, I really want Ye to say what he thinks. You know,
Yeah.
I don't really want to get into you.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know who you are.
Yeah. But so do you think it's like, because while the Black Lives Matter thing was going on, I remember somebody starting a site here in our town that was not necessarily racist, but felt like they had to defend the white race.
Mhm.
And so do you think it's something like that, where it's not necessarily like slamming another race, but they feel like they have to protect their own race?
Is that a problem though? Because
well, no,
every
not
other
to me, but
I mean,
but
that's such a rabbit hole to
it
get
is.
down. Like,
yeah.
I could say, like, what's the difference between saying I'm proud to be a black man or saying I'm proud to be a white
And that's a
person?
big problem for people.
It is.
If you say, I'm proud to be white, then like, oh, shit.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Right, right.
It is time for a break. We need to get into
Yes.
Kanye's recent interviews. There was the Tim Pool one,
Yeah.
and then there was what we've alluded to, the
Several
Alex
times,
Jones
yes.
one. So we're going to get into that in the second half. I was hoping to get to a little bit of it in the first half, but we need to go to break. So
Yes.
we're going to take 3 or 4 minutes, and when we come back, we're going to continue into the scary mind of Kanye West and see how insane we can go. So we'll be right back in just a minute.
Have you ever thought that maybe voting, maybe all this politics constantly surrounding you is not the way to achieve freedom in your life? Hi, I'm Remso W. Martinez, and I ask myself the same question. That's why I'm on a journey to find true freedom in my lifetime. From learning about financial independence, to new ways to develop rugged individualism, to amazing guests living strange, crazy, amazing lifestyles that you've only thought might be real, but actually are. Go ahead and check out my new show, On the Run with Remso W. Martinez at the We Are Libertarians Network. You can find On the Run with Remso W. Martinez on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play. You know how the internet works. Come on down and let's discover how to achieve real freedom in your life together.
Hey everybody, I just want to take this time to give a big shout out to the very first sponsor of the Break the Bell podcast. That is Goulash Media. They can be found at goulashmedia.net. Goulash Media specializes in graphic design, web design, audio recordings, video work, wedding videos, music videos, even political campaign videos. Goulash Media caters to the little guy with the big vision. You can check them out at goulashmedia.net. That's GOULASH media.net.
Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler.
Especially Hitler. Especially Hitler.
Okay.
I feel like there's maybe a misuse of the word especially there.
I think so, yes.
I can get on board with every human being has
Yes.
some form of value to bring.
Even.
Yeah, if you would have like, maybe there's even a case to say that Hitler could have, but to say especially Hitler,
yes.
maybe not.
Yeah,
maybe not
yeah.
especially Hitler.
Not the best use of wordage.
Now we're gonna get into that interview. That's the Alex Jones interview.
Yes.
And that one is just chocked full of sound bites. And I feel like he intentionally just used a bunch of things that would be sound bites that people could get like. I wouldn't even say take out of context at this point.
I don't know.
I don't know if you could consider it take out of context.
So,
no, he literally said,
yes.
especially Hitler.
Yes.
It's that's not a quote taken out of context. That's just what he said.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into it, back to the initial anti-Semitic rant, the vile anti-Semitic rant that the New York Post.
DEFCON 3.
Was that? Do you think that was crossing the line?
No.
Not
I
even.
think it was. Do I think it was foolish? Yes.
Are you dancing online, maybe?
Yeah, but not. I don't think that is by any means hate speech.
I mean,
especially when there's no context, right? I mean, that'd be like someone saying like, "I really hate everybody right now," right?
Yes.
I mean, and you've seen Facebook posts like that. And I mean, that could be anything. He just happened to single out a certain people.
Now, racist is sure sounds kind of racist. Now, how many times do you see on social media, man, the world would be a better place if all these white people weren't blah, blah, blah?
Oh, yeah.
How often do you see that?
No, yeah,
but
quite
you can't,
often.
You can't be racist towards white people, obviously.
No, right, because they deserve it.
And black people, until recently, couldn't be racist.
Right, yes.
But I think it's actually mostly white women that are saying that.
I think that... So, do you remember, I'm going to take you way back.
Okay.
All right, we did our George Orwell 1984.
That's episode, like, number 2.
Yes, I told you way back. And one of the things we talked about is how that the people in power will uphold the disenfranchised, right? Because it gives them a cause. And once those people seem like they are no longer
of value to them?
They reach to the next, right, disenfranchised. The black man, I feel, is now one step below white people.
Yeah.
And so they're no longer considered disenfranchised.
Yeah, right.
So, yes,
they're
can be
going to
racist
keep
now.
making them feel disenfranchised until the point where you get somebody like Kanye West who's clearly not disenfranchised.
Right.
And then all of a sudden pushes against their agenda.
And you see
then
that
they're like, yeah.
Kanye, you see that with Kyrie Irving. And so, yes, now, you know, that's not a protected class anymore in the eyes of people with power.
Sure. So I wouldn't say he crossed a line.
No.
I would say he's dancing on the line.
Yeah.
Should he have said it? No.
Walking.
But he said it.
Yes.
It was probably on par, maybe even a step further than the Roseanne statement, because Roseanne wasn't commenting on race. She
What
was
did she
commenting.
say again? I don't remember.
She said basically called the person she was referring to. Referred to her as like somebody from the Planet of the Apes. And they're like, oh, she's calling black people monkeys and blah, blah, blah.
Gotcha.
Now, one thing you got to realize, and I didn't know this, Roseanne is Jewish.
I did not know
She's
that.
very Jewish.
Okay.
Like one of the more famous Jewish people out there.
Okay.
Like, so...
I did not know that.
I didn't. They failed to mention that point when they were calling her blatantly racist, that Roseanne Barr is... in fact, Jewish. So I didn't realize they could. So I don't know. That's just a side note. I heard that the other day on the Quite Frankly podcast, which you should, if you listen to this show and you like this show or kind of like this show, you would really like the Quite Frankly podcast. So go listen to that because it's phenomenal. You've heard it.
I have heard it. Yes.
It's good,
yes,
isn't it?
You talk about it often.
It's good.
Yes,
yes,
I do like it.
He's like, Frank's my hero. Back on track here. Now, kind of dancing on the line.
Yes.
And then they're like, you can't say that. And Kanye, as Kanye does, is like, you don't tell me what to say. I'm Kanye fucking West. Or I'm Ye.
Yeah.
He doesn't even.
Yea, thou shalt not speaketh of
Yes.
yea in such ways.
So he joined forces with Nick Fuentes, like we mentioned. And now I wouldn't necessarily say Nick Fuentes is pulling his strings, but I definitely think he's feeding into a lot of the Kanye mentality.
You're yay. This
they
you
can't
are the
tell you
next
what to say.
generation of America. You need to take us to the next step.
Well, Fuentes needed a token black guy, so people didn't think he was white supremacist.
Right, yes.
And Kanye now has this guy that's backing up his saying, no, it's fine to say these things. That's not anti-Semitic at all. We're not racist because we love God.
Yeah, and you're black. You can't be racist.
Yeah, so I feel like again, he's not pulling his strings, but he definitely has his hands up Kanye's ass. He is being his puppet right now because and Fuentes is sitting back loving it, smirking during every interview.
Yeah, well,
and
because
everywhere Kanye goes, it's really fucking weird that everywhere Kanye goes, this little like shithead Nick Fuentes is on his ass, and it's just like, what are you associating with this douchebag for?
Has anybody even heard of Nick Fuentes until he got on Ye's ass?
He was kind of a known thing. He was known as a racist douchebag
to some people, but like I said, I had never heard of him.
I had heard of him. I had heard like, what are they going to do next? Let Nick Fuentes back on? And I refuse to look into this guy because
right. Why give them any kind of energy?
Well, it's like when everybody's bitching about one person, like I'm just like, a lot of times I will avoid a certain topic. Like I avoided the Kanye shit until it gets to the point where it's like, all right, we got to look into this. And oh, good God. And then like with Nick Fuentes, so it's just like I'd seen his name come across Twitter, like people bitching about him and how racist he was. And then I'm like, finally, when he joined forces with Kanye, I was like, all right, who the fuck is this Nick Fuentes kid?
Yeah.
And I mean, he's a 24-year-old douchebag.
Yeah.
And again, what is Kanye associating with this guy for? It's probably just because he's super controversial, and he's like, you know what? Nobody tells me who to associate with. Or not.
Maybe he's somebody that Candace Owens was put him in as like a handler.
I can't imagine that even Candace Owens likes Nick Fuentes.
Yeah,
I mean,
he probably reached out to Kanye after the White Lives Matter T-shirt and was like, "Hey, you're a genius. I really want to be a part of what you got going on."
Probably, and somebody called him a genius again, like Donald Trump.
Right.
It's like somebody loves me. He must know what he's talking about.
Exactly. This guy is somebody I need to have in my circle.
Yes, I need people to pat me on the back a lot, and that's people like Trump and Kanye need those people to constantly reassure them.
Yes.
So you got to give Kanye credit because after the Twitter thing, he didn't go on some apology tour and say, "What I didn't actually mean that."
I do give him credit for that.
I
part
do
of
too,
it. Because most people would be like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Let me take sensitivity classes."
I love all the Jews.
Yeah, exactly.
Jews are the
my
greatest.
favorite.
Yes. Yes. Who was it that had to step away until he took like some like
Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, until he
that book
got deprogrammed or something. Yeah, he had to go through some like I don't know some.
Yeah, he had to. I mean, he had to jump through all kinds of. He had to give like $600,000 to like the Jewish Society. He had to take sensitivity classes. He had to go to the Holocaust museum. He had to meet with like all these Jewish community leaders, and I mean, he had to do all kinds of shit.
So we got to give Kanye credit because he didn't cave to that. He didn't come on like the Good Morning America the next day and be like, guys, it was the Ambien. I was really sleepy and nothing. No, he he tripled down hard.
Oh yeah,
hard.
Good
God,
doesn't get harder than that.
So we went on Tim Pool first.
Yes,
and I was surprised Tim Pool had him on because Tim Pool's still on YouTube. It's like, you want to stay on YouTube? Yeah. You should have Nick Fuentes and Kanye West on your show. And Milo Yiannopoulos, who is also canceled for he was one of the OG canceled personalities. And I kind of like Milo. He's okay. He's douchey too, but he's all right. Some of the things he says, I'm like, yeah, I understand that. He's like, I saw him on an interview with this super feminist liberal woman, and she's like, you're saying this and you're saying that and you're bashing on women. He's like, I wasn't. My fans were. He's like, you can't hold me accountable for what my fans say. Yeah. And just shit like that. He's like, what I say is jokes and people think it's funny. And then you get some of the crazy fans that take it a step further. Like, I didn't say that thing. He's like, if you're going to keep saying that I said these things, you got to have some kind of proof. And that was a really good interview. But so the Tim Pool show was Kanye, Nick Fuentes, and Milo. And so it's just like, obviously, there's going to be a little controversy here.
Right. I mean, most of those people are not allowed on college campuses anywhere.
Yeah, right. Now, the interview only lasted 20 minutes.
Yes.
Because Kanye stormed off.
Yes.
I got a clip. Let's watch this clip first, and then we'll talk about his storm off. Hopefully he'll let me play it without slowing everything down.
Yeah, I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say they as
corporate press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking about.
It is them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
Now Tim Pool starts off here. He's like, they canceled you. He's talking about like media in general.
Right,
He's
right,
like, "Who's they? Who's
Yeah,
they?
right.
Who's
They
the
try to
say
push
the
the-
they?"
yeah.
And that's what Kanye said, and he's like, "That's not what I was saying. I was saying they as in corporate media." And then all of a sudden, douchey bag Nick Fuentes comes in and he's like, "Oh, but it is they. It is they. You said it right the first time. It's they, them." And he says it without saying it, and it keeps going. Or it doesn't. They try to keep it going, but Kanye's not having any of it.
What do you mean it's not? What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
So
I don't get why he left.
I don't
because
either.
He wouldn't...
Minimal pushback. That's the thing that irritates me the most.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of lost some respect for Ye or Kanye or whatever you want to call him, because minimal pushback. It's not like he was just like, dude, you can't say that. You can't talk about like that on my show. He's just like, no, because Kanye asked him a question. He's like, what I mean is, and then he just he's like, oh, he's pushing back.
Right. Yeah, right.
It's like a toddler that doesn't want to be told no.
Yeah, right. Or that is not like being allowed to have his cookies, right? He's like, fine, I'm out of here.
It's like he's weighing out the options between like he has this thing he wants to say that supposedly is so important that he's going to go on a show like Tim Pool that's got millions of followers, like probably I think like 2 million followers Tim Pool has. Yeah. Given this platform, Tim Pool knows the controversy that he's been going through, so he knows this is going to come up. Right. Even though Tim Pool even was just like, oh, I didn't realize we were going to jump right into the Jewish thing. I thought we were going to get into your 2024 president run. Yeah. But I guess here we are. And then Kanye kind of pushes it, and Tim Pool's like, kind of pushing back.
Right.
I didn't even really think he was pushing hard.
He just wasn't taking the bait.
Well, you got to realize he's still on YouTube.
Right.
He can't take the bait.
But that, and like you said, he knows where he's going to go with it. Mm-hmm. And so he's not going down that rabbit hole. Yeah. So
you got Tim Pool, you got Kanye who's on this train of thought, whether it's a right or wrong, but he's got strong convictions about this train of thought.
Yes.
On a 1 million+ person platform, you got to weigh out the issues. Is this so important that I really have to say this? This is something I got to get off my chest. Mm. Or so it's weighed between that and I'm Kanye West and nobody tells me what to do. Or I don't have to take this because I'm Kanye West. Like you're sitting there and it's like pushback. Well, on this hand, I really think this thing very strongly. But on this hand, I don't have to take this from you.
Did Ye, because I got irritated. I was trying to watch the interview, but every time someone would call me or something, I would have to start it all over again. Did he address it on Alex Jones, like why he left, or did he say anything?
If he did, I didn't see that part either. Okay. I jumped in like halfway through the interview, so I missed part of it too. So, again, like, what's more important to you? I mean, to a certain point, if Tim Pool's bashed on you, like, dude, you're a fucking idiot for thinking this shit, then be like, dude, I'm Kanye West. I don't got to take this. But he was just like, what I'm trying to say is, I'm gone. It's like, I'm out. So I lost respect for his... Because he's strong-willed enough to not do the apology tour, but he's one of those guys, and we talk about this a lot, that has strong opinions, but if you push a little bit, they just implode because they don't have any substance to their argument.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, somebody's pushing against me. Instead of the self-implosion that you see on social media, he's Kanye West. He can actually get up and walk off of Tim Pool.
And that was some of the things that got irritated in the next interview we're going to be talking about. But yes, that's exactly it. It's like he's strong enough to be like, this is what I believe, and I'm not going to apologize for it. But as soon as somebody of value, right, somebody who maybe, like you said, has millions of followers, says, wait, I don't really want to get into that, or I'm not really going to talk about that, then he's like, well, I don't need this then.
Yeah.
I came here to have my ego stroked and to have a platform.
Oh, you're not here to stroke my ego? I'm out. I'm gone.
Exactly. I don't have time for you.
20 minutes into the episode, he just gets up and walks away.
And so do you really want someone as president who's going to walk out of an interview because you're not going to play his game?
Right. Now, did Tim Pool play it right? Did he? I feel like he could have pushed more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think he was being kind.
Yeah.
But like you said, it was like 20 minutes in. He probably figured, you know what? Let's try to at least take this an hour.
Right. Now, to Tim Pool's credit, he still gets all the views that he wanted from this episode. It's not like
even more so.
Yeah, and now people are talking about Kanye storming off Tim Pool, so people that could give two shits about Tim Pool or even give two shits about the Kanye interview are like, well, I want to see what he stormed off for. So yeah, Tim Pool got huge.
This was huge for him.
Yeah. So, I mean, would he have liked to enjoy Kanye for the rest of the hour? Probably.
Yeah.
Instead of having these two obscure women that I've never heard of in my life talk about Kanye walking off for the next 40 minutes.
Right, yeah.
I don't know. But I just feel like if you're that convicted about an issue like this, whether right or wrong, maybe you should stick it out and argue about it.
Or,
It's people like that,
me.
People like that
Educate
enrage
me.
me.
Yes.
Like, I've got this really strong opinion. It's like, really, why? Oh, I don't have to take this from you.
Right,
it's like, I didn't even argue. I just asked why you had that opinion.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
And so that's Kanye in a nutshell. He showed his shallow, how shallow his ideals in this one opinion that he has right now. It's like his current thing that he wants to discuss. How shallow-minded it is right now. Well, and it's all, like you said in the first half, a personal vendetta for him. It's like, well, the bankers and somebody like Nick Fuentes is like, well, you know who runs the banks, right? He's like, well, bankers, obviously. Well, but they're Jewish. He's like, oh, the Jews. And so if it gets anything below Kanye, he's got nothing to say.
Well, and it's again, it's one of those where he's got these formulated ideas in his head, and you can't discuss them with them. There's no real discussion. And like, if you were in a debate with anybody, he just wouldn't take it. He'd storm off.
Yeah, and that part bothers me more than even the things he said. Like, I can deal with the stupid shit that he says, but just storming out because I kind of don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just like everybody else on social media at this point, except you're worth a lot more money.
Right, exactly. And if you're going to say stupid stuff, at least let us know why you're going to say the stupid stuff, right? I mean, how did you come to this idea, right?
Right.
I mean, did you just like read it on the back of a cereal box? You know, did Nick Fuentes whisper it to you while you were in bed? I mean,
are these just talking points fed to you by Candace Owens or Nick Fuentes or whoever the current person that's pulling your strings is? And that's what it seems like. It's like you're saying talking points that the latest person that's got your influence is feeding in your ear.
And yes, and when I didn't watch the Tim Pool interview, but in the AJ interview, he just seemed like a very small person to me.
Who? Fuentes?
No.
Oh, Kanye?
Yay. Yes.
Yeah.
Because he just he trash talked against a lot of people. You know, like I said, he dropped a couple of jokes on Shapiro's behalf. He slammed Chappelle. And said like Chappelle doesn't write his own jokes.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's like, oh, he was supposed to be my friend, but he doesn't have my back. I mean, he just like was slamming different people for different things. And it's just like, he just seemed very small to me.
So we got the Tim Pool interview. He kind of hinted around a little more.
Yeah.
Pushed the line a little more with the.
They?
Yeah.
Them who?
Did it? Do you think it stops there?
Oh, God,
do you think that's the level?
Yeah, I think he's just getting started.
Right. No, definitely not. So he finds a platform that doesn't care about getting canceled, like Tim Pool. Like I said, Tim Pool is still huge on YouTube, like the top platform. He finds Alex Jones, who is on a site called banned.tv. So obviously, he doesn't have to worry about being canceled because Alex Jones is one of the most canceled people, public figures out there.
Yes.
I mean, we don't have to get into all the things Alex Jones has been canceled for, but he's very much canceled.
Yes.
He goes on Alex Jones.
Yes.
With Nick Fuentes.
Yes. Now, do you...
for 3 hours.
Yes. Yes. That, which is like, yay, overload.
Right. Like, in small doses, you can be like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can... Yeah, I can justify that. Even the quote-unquote anti-Semitic statement. Yeah, you can say that, fine, I don't think you should be canceled for saying these things because I agree with free speech. And some of the things you say, I don't necessarily disagree with.
Right.
I probably shouldn't have said that because I'll get canceled. But then you get unfiltered Kanye West on Alex Jones for 3 fucking hours.
Yes.
Somebody that is not going to push back too much.
Oh, God, no.
Not much at all.
Yes.
I mean,
he kissed his ass.
Oh,
up and
hardcore.
down.
Hardcore.
Yes.
Do we want to watch a little bit of this?
I feel like we need to subject the world to this.
Now, this is just the best of clips.
Now, do you think that was really him under there?
I had said that too. I was like, "What? What if this ain't really Kanye?" And I texted my brother, and he's like, "No, this is definitely fucking Kanye."
I just because I could see it in his mind where he'd be like, "Well, they might want to assassinate me, so I'm gonna have somebody else wearing
a mask and him voicing over on the phone." Now, there's one point where he calls his token Jewish friend to say that he's not anti-Semitic because he knows this Jewish chick who's been canceled too. But like they're trying to call her up over the microphones and shit, like how we would call somebody up, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna call her on my phone," and he calls and it's so unprofessional. Like I got to do it my way, and he's like calls her on his phone and is like holding the phone up to the mic, and it's like, I don't know, he's like my opinion drops so low of Kanye West after this.
Yeah,
let's watch some of this again. I would like to say, because these are just the best of moments, and I'd like to say that they've been taken out of context.
Sure.
But it was all just sound bites. Like everything he said was a fucking sound bite, and there was not really any context to it. So let's watch this quick.
I'm the head of the Mossad. I'm gonna kill you and take the children away from you. Every human.
Do you know what that was there?
No.
The net he was holding, that was Net in Yahoo.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was his.
That's bad.
That's like a Carrot Top in prop comedy.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
It's worse
than Carrot. Yes.
Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. This is the future president you're talking to right now. I love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis. Germans had a really cool leader at one time. Love you, love you, love you. There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler.
Well, I think Hitler did target and kill some people. So I think,
I think Obama killed Palestinians.
Now, Alex Jones does try to distance from it a little. Not necessarily push back.
Well, you can see in his face when Kanye's like, "I love," and Alex Jones is like,
"Oh shit." He's like, now at one point he's like, he said something like, "I love Hitler" or something, and Alex Jones is like, "Oh, that'd make a really funny T-shirt. I love Hitler T-shirt," and then he's like, "I'm just joking." he's like, I've been sued enough on this show. I don't need this, but let's keep going.
This is a new look for you.
Oh no, I've been wearing a mask for a while. Yeah. Hey guys, could you not talk in the back? I'm really hypersensitive to sound. If you guys want to talk, just go in the other room, please. Shut the hell up. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, shut up. Shut up. I'm throwing the tablets right now. Shut up. Instagram is about prostitution, so everyone shut up. No one cares. Shut up. No one cares. Jesus is king. Shut up. It's done. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up. Go home to your scared little Benz and your scared little townhome and your scared little movie contracts and shut up. Don't talk to me about nothing, bro.
What do you think?
There's one place in the Bible where it says God sees sin differently, and there's another place where it says, let me get out my phone. I can really pull up the exact thing it says in the Bible.
No, I agree with what you just said. Let me stop you. Because Dave Chappelle.
Alex,
go ahead.
Let me channel.
All right, go ahead.
Channel. If I say, now I forgot what I had to say. Let me meditate. Let me get into a place.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Love you, brother. Jesus is king. I love Hitler. Anybody who looks at pornography is a form of a pedophile also.
Now, did you hear that?
Yes.
Now, do you know why I said keep that on the back burner, that he produced the Pornhub Awards?
Yes. So before or after he said that, he did apologize profusely and said that the reason why his wife left him was because of his porn addiction.
Okay.
And that is something that he feels he's very sad about, and that he's been rehabilitating.
I missed that
towards
part.
it. Yes, yeah. So before that, he did say that. So, but the part that killed me on this is that he goes in and says that his wife, she had a nude photo on the internet that he didn't know about.
Okay.
and that she did that because she felt like she had to be the type of woman that he would look at on a porn video. Now, she had a nude photo he didn't know about.
How did she get famous?
This is Kim Kardashian.
How did she get famous?
She has like one of the most famous sex tapes of all time.
How did she get famous?
She was in Playboy
Because of
numerous
her
times.
sex tape. Yes.
Yes, exactly. So the fact that he would say that she had a nude photo he didn't know about just blows my mind. It's like, are you serious right now? But yes, he did apologize profusely, said that he had a porn addiction he was working towards, and then goes into this whole rant about how evil pornography is and how everything associated with pornography comes from pedophilia.
Now, the one thing that really pissed me off in this is, have you heard about the Balenciaga shit?
Yes.
With, I mean, they showed a little clip of it. There was like these stuffed bears wearing like BDSM
Leather,
stuff.
yeah.
With kids holding them.
Right.
And that became a thing, like kind of like the latest Pizzagate thing.
Yeah.
And we haven't even got into it too much, but
No.
I feel there's probably something there. I mean, in one of the photos, there is like one of their items, plus, and then you see like a stack of papers, and under it, like one of the papers is the Supreme Court, some Supreme Court ruling about child pornography or something. So, like, obviously, blatantly put. It's not something that's just like, oh, I just found this random paper and put there.
Yeah.
But he defends Balenciaga really hard. Yeah,
Okay,
because
okay.
he's in like fashion and stuff. He's
Right.
like, I'm friends with that designer
Okay.
and stuff. He's like, everybody that's saying all this stuff, that was a hit piece. And that's when he was saying like, shut the hell up. Just shut up. He's like, you guys are out aborting babies and watching pornography, and you're gonna, it's just like,
yeah.
Okay, man. Like,
yeah.
You're really choosing what you're going to stand against, because one would think that you would look at this and look at children being posed with like sexual explicit stuffed animals, but sexually suggestive things, and have a problem with that. But because you're friends with that person, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because that's in you, because you're into fashion. So
yeah, and I definitely feel like, I mean, watching the interview, he definitely holds a lot of double standards.
Oh,
for sure.
very much.
So
a little more. I hope we don't get copyright strikes for this. I did everything in my power to not. So a little more.
God does view sin differently, and that he proscribed a different punishment. But hey, guess what, Elon? I got a Twitter, and today I'm gonna have Nick and Alex tweet from my account. You like that, Ari Emanuel?
I'm all about free speech.
A Christian can stand next to anyone. We can go visit R. Kelly in prison. We can go talk to Harvey Weinstein.
That's what Jesus did.
Yes.
You're not Hitler. You're not a Nazi. You don't deserve to be called that and demonized.
Well, I see good things about Hitler also. This guy.
Now Alex Jones is trying to be an apologist for him. He's like, they're calling you Hitler. You're not Hitler.
Yeah, right.
You're not a Nazi. He's like,
he's
well,
but I love Hitler.
Well, it's like, dude, just take it.
Yeah, I know. He's like, I'm trying here, man. I'm trying.
He's trying so hard.
Yeah.
And Kanye's like, no. Yeah. No, I love Hitler.
And I must say, one of the things that killed me is, I mean, yay, Kanye, whatever. He butchered scripture so bad.
So hard. So hard.
I mean, I'm just like, okay, this guy's killing me.
Yeah. And like at one point, when did you see where because he's on Twitter at that point, he's on Twitter and he hands his phone, because Alex Jones and Fuentes are both kicked off, and he hands them their phone. He's like, you guys will be back on Twitter. And he types in, he's like, I hope we're lucky enough. He's like, it's not luck. You got to say, I hope to Jesus. I pray to, it's not hope or luck. I pray to Jesus. He's like, I pray to Jesus that Elon. No, it's not about Elon. Like, he's just like directing everything. And I don't know. It's so shallow, and it's so like, I don't know.
And even him just saying like, you know, I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I mean, it's like, okay, you trying to convince me or you?
I think he's trying to convince himself. Yes, a little more.
I see good things about Hitler also. This guy that invented highways, invented the very microphone that I use as a musician.
Did Hitler invent highways and microphones?
No.
I mean, maybe like some people under Nazi
I was
rule
gonna
did,
say,
but I
yeah,
don't know that
Nazi
Hitler
scientist.
invented those things. I
Yeah.
mean, he was really busy, but maybe in his spare time he
Yeah,
invented
right.
a microphone.
Yeah.
You can't say out loud that this person ever did anything good, and I'm done with that. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table, especially Hitler. Hitler was born Christian.
And the Nazis, in my view, were thugs and shut people down to a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
His face says it all.
I know. He's like,
I'm
dude,
trying so fucking hard. Trying so hard. Couple more seconds.
The Jewish media has made us feel like the Nazis and Hitler have never offered anything of value to the world. Also, it's like there's Jewish people that are basically hiding me under their floorboards right now, under their wooden floors. It's like a reverse version of the Holocaust. George Soros can come to Christ. It is a possibility that he can convert and come to Christ.
You've got a little bit of the Hitler fetish going on.
It's not a fetish. They call me anti-Semite. They said I'm a nigga in rap. They said I'm black. They told me, say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. Okay, James Brown, you tell me who I am. This is the future president you're talking to right now.
I'm not defending him. I'm saying, isn't it good to try to get Middle East peace?
Let's ask Nick.
Yeah, Nick, go ahead.
I don't know anything besides the talking point I'm on right now. Did
right.
you notice that whenever it came to anything besides this?
Yeah. You'd be like, let's take that to Nick.
Yeah, Nick, you haven't talked in a while. You know more about that. Like, what should I say right now? And he's like, I got to check my stocks or something like that on his phone.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
so cringy. And for 3 hours of that. And again, that was obviously taking the worst bits out of what he was saying.
Yeah.
But he didn't say it in too much more context than what was given there because, I mean, he just kept throwing out there, I love Nazis.
I know.
But the whole point was, and this is the point that people are leaning on with this to say, what he's saying is we should love everyone, not just the Jews, but we should love Nazis just like we love Jews. I'm all about love. And
Sure.
You're not going to see that on this clip. But I feel like he was saying it so hard just to get people pissed off.
Right, yeah. Because again, what is something that you can say that's gonna piss anybody? I mean, it doesn't matter what your race is, your religion is, your age or creed. I mean, you say I love Hitler, I love Nazis, it's going to piss people off.
There's a lot of he definitely took Trump's statement. There's really good people on both sides.
he blew
took
the
it.
fuck out of
He
that.
took that, blew that. He's like, bet. He's like, Trump's speech there that they hated in Charlottesville, watch this.
Yeah.
I'm going to go so much harder. I'm going to say there's a lot of good people on both sides, including and especially Hitler.
There was a part in there where he pulls out a list of jokes that he says a comedian of his friend of his wrote.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all jokes that was directed towards Ben Shapiro. And I would say were definitely anti-Semitic. And I was like, ooh, you know, and again, it was directly exactly towards Ben Shapiro and the Jewish people.
Wow.
And, I mean, jokes about like, you know, money falling out of their pockets and, you know,
Now,
and
should
stuff like
those
that.
be like banned and like canceled for telling jokes
No,
like that?
no,
'Cause it's not
because okay, and
It's
you
not
and
like
I-
a comedian is getting up and just telling all those jokes.
Right.
Kanye West happened to be reading all of those
right.
jokes.
And they were specifically those jokes. But I have no problem listening to a comedian slam, you know, people. Or I mean, you and I have listened to comedians and laughed our asses off about some pretty un-PC stuff. And
But
I'm
that's
fine
comedy.
with that.
That's comedy.
Exactly.
That's
but
like
this was not comedy.
laughing-
This was a directed attack towards him.
Because Kanye was specifically pointing out all of those jokes.
Yes.
If that was like thrown into a comedy
Right,
set,
right.
yeah, it probably is shitty towards Ben Shapiro, but we probably would have laughed our ass off at it.
Right, right.
because,
Yeah.
Because I'm fine with laughing at anybody's expense. It
Yeah.
should be free reign to laugh at anybody's
Absolutely.
expense, especially
Absolutely.
a public figure.
Absolutely.
Like, you
I
should be
agree.
allowed to tell jokes at anybody's expense.
Yes.
Any public figure's expense. Because they put themselves on a public platform.
Yes.
They should be allowed to be criticized or jokes towards them at their expense.
And again, but this was not meant to be funny. It was meant to...
No, he was trying to push the line
He
by
was pushing
saying
the line.
all of the Ben
Yes.
Shapiro jokes
Yes.
and all the anti-Semitic Ben
Yeah.
Shapiro jokes in one swift
Yes.
sentence. Now, you know it's bad. The interview went so poorly, and Kanye is down such a dark, dangerous hole. You know it's bad when Borat is revived to slam Kanye West.
That is bad.
Sacha Baron Cohen has revived Borat to slam Kanye West, saying he's too anti-Semitic even for Kazakhstan. That's how you know if you're more anti-Semitic than Kazakhstan, it's got to be bad. So, thoughts on this interview?
It was horrible, man. I mean, it's just like somebody like that should not have a public forum.
Now, it brings me back to what I said in the beginning. Do you question our stance on free speech now? I joke about it, but
no, I get so close. That anything in this interview definitely made me question that.
I'm not even saying we should cancel like anti-free speech or anything, but for years we were like, just let Kanye talk.
Yeah.
Like like you're just canceling him over just let Kanye talk, and then somebody let him talk, and we're like, I instantly
shut him up.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, dude.
Not even shut him up. Dude, Kanye, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Even, like Alex Jones' face says it all. And if you're edgy for Alex Jones,
oh
man,
my gosh, yes.
You're bad.
When Alex Jones is trying to rein you in,
you know it's bad.
You've hit that
You're
wall.
attacking the guy, the anti-Sandy Hook guy, the Pizzagate guy.
Yeah.
The guy, I mean, he's probably gone off on some anti-Zionist tropes himself.
He has been out there, yes.
And then Kanye West can step it up for Alex Jones to make Alex Jones blush on national TV.
Yes.
That's when you know you've maybe crossed into.
Yes.
Now, does Kanye come back from this? Is this?
Oh, this isn't slowing him down.
You don't think so?
Oh,
you don't think
no.
this is the one that is the Roseanne Barr moment for him?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, the tweet could have been the Roseanne Barr moment for him.
Yeah.
But no.
I think if anything, this is shooting him off even more because he's going to get more people latching onto him.
Is it the right people? Though?
No,
or is it more Nick
not.
Fuentes?
It's probably gonna be worse than Nick Fuentes.
That's bad.
He's probably going to get invited by Zelensky to Ukraine. Be like, you know what? You're our type of people.
I mean, you love Nazis. We love Nazis.
Yeah, maybe you should run for president. You could be my vice president.
In Ukraine.
Yes.
The first black
Ukrainian
vice president of Ukraine.
Yes. I can see that now.
Absolutely. Now, the reason why I know it's not going to slow down with this is because that night, here was his post. Did you see this one?
I did not.
This was Kanye's new logo.
Oh, my God.
This is the tweet that got Kanye kicked off of Twitter.
I would do it. I mean, I see what he's trying to do here.
This,
right?
if you're listening and not watching, it is a Jewish star intertwined with a swastika, the Nazi symbol. Now, I saw apologists for him saying, well, the Nazi symbol was around long before Nazi. No, but that's not what he was going for.
That's not what he
was going specifically for. And again, the whole thing is I love everybody. And
yeah, right.
I get his message.
I get his message too. He just needs to find a different way to say it.
That's not his actual message, though.
No.
His message is, I'm Kanye, I say whatever the fuck I want. It's not, I mean, he's spinning it in a way of, I love all people,
yeah, because
including...
you can't come out and say what he wants to say and still be able to say it.
Yeah, to spin it as, I love all people, especially the Nazis, instead of just saying, I support Nazism.
So do you feel like this message is resonating with a large group of people?
Probably not the right people. Probably the Nick Fuenteses of the world. But that's the one that got kicked off. And I am pissed as fuck at Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Because Elon Musk is this free speech speaking thing. We got a comment from Caden Licole. Says, that's the realism symbol, though. I don't know what that is.
Can you educate us, Caitlin Nicole? What is the realism symbol?
And they honored Elon this year. They believe in aliens and shit like that. Oh, there's something deeper to this.
Okay.
Look that shit up.
Okay.
He or she said, Google it. So,
okay.
Bill,
I'm Googling.
Listen, Google it right now.
Yes.
Now, I figured he didn't probably come up with that symbol himself. But, again, we got Kanye, He's only posting shit to make noise, and he's making a shit ton of noise. But the reason why I'm pissed off at Elon Musk is because Elon Musk claims to be this
as fuck is.
absolutist, free speech absolutist. Like, everybody should be allowed to say shit as long as you're not directly hurting somebody,
yes,
or directly calling, like, inciting violence. Now, as soon as Kanye posted this, I was watching basically in real time. I watched Kanye West get kicked off Twitter, and Elon Musk posted something along the effects of he got kicked off for inciting violence.
Yes.
Whether you agree with this stupidity or not, is this inciting violence, Bill?
No, no.
Let me bring this back up for everybody to see. Now, Caden Nicole says it's like a cult. So, again, I don't know a lot about this. Maybe the cult incites violence. What you got?
Wow. Okay.
Is it violent, insightful, or is it just crazy?
No, and it's, to be honest, it's not all that crazy. Okay, so
I feel if I hold this up on my YouTube account long enough, we can get kicked off YouTube.
All right, so realism teaches that an extraterrestrial species known as Elohim, which I believe is also a term used for angels, created humanity using their advanced technology.
No, Elohim is like a Jewish term for God, actually.
Is it? Okay. In atheistic religion, it believes that Elohim have historically been mistaken for gods. It claims that throughout history, the Elohim have created 40 Elohim human hybrids who have served as prophets, preparing humanity for news about their origins. Among those considered prophets are Buddha, Jesus, and Muhammad.
So it's similar along the lines of like the Anunnaki type religion.
Yes. So since the bombing of Hiroshima, they believe that we're in the age of apocalypse, which threatens itself.
I mean, that's not too far off.
Realism argues that humanity must find a way of harnessing new scientific and technological development for peaceful purposes. Okay, so
now,
there you go.
Now, do you think
it is exactly that simple?
Now, do you think that's what Kanye was going for when he posted this, though? After, immediately, like hours after the Alex Jones interview, do you think he's like, I stand for realism? Or do you think he was like, this might garner attention, a Jewish star mixed with a Nazi symbol, I'm going to post this?
Yeah, I mean, maybe he Googled Nazi signs with Stars of David, and that's what he came up with.
I don't think he probably has any knowledge of this realism at all.
Well, but I mean, he might. I mean...
But based on the things he was saying, he never brought up, hey, we're from aliens.
That's
we're
true.
From,
He was, I love Jesus.
I love Jews
Hitler.
and I love Nazis, but especially the Nazis. So this was specifically to point out
and you
Jews
say,
and Nazis.
Okay, and Elon Musk is a part of this?
Says Google the award honor they gave Elon in 2022. It was strange. He posted a pic of Elon first. Now, he did post a picture, the white flabby Elon Musk picture on his yacht with that Ari Shapiro or whatever, like hosing him down or something. And then he posted this. And so that's what the commenter's referring to there. But again, I do find it odd that he posts this and Elon kicks him off for this when Elon received an award from the realists that have this as their symbol.
Yes.
That's kind of hypocritical. But I'm a little pissed off at Elon Musk for saying that. Do you see this as inciting violence?
Maybe Elon Musk got pissed off that Kanye outed him.
Maybe, or maybe he's like, you're speaking like blasphemous towards my religion of realism.
And that's possible, yeah. And maybe Kanye's trolling Elon.
Possibly. Back to this. We got to get back on point.
Sorry.
Is this inciting violence? That's my real question.
No, I don't feel like it is.
Is anything Kanye said on his Alex Jones interview inciting violence?
No. I mean,
everything he said was, I love everybody. Yeah, he might have said a lot more, I love Nazis, which some people could twist the wrong way and come to violence against Jewish people based on the... There's this gray area again, back to like Donald Trump inciting January 6th. Did the thing, like you see on Twitter even today, we need to lock him up because he started January 6th. Do you think Donald Trump started January 6th?
Yeah.
So we can't, based on that precedent, we can't say even more so, there's no inciting of violence here. So if Elon Musk can show me some proof, some evidence that Kanye West incited violence with his Twitter posts, then we can talk and say, yeah, Kanye West should be kicked off Twitter. Should Kanye be kicked off Twitter for this? Fuck no.
Yeah.
No, he shouldn't. Again, stupid speech is covered under free speech.
Absolutely.
Stupid logo posting should be cut. Like, this isn't even saying, I mean, this is just, it's just a inanimate logo object.
Right.
He didn't even say anything. He didn't even, in this post, in any Twitter post that I saw, say, I love Nazis, or I'm a Nazi, or I love Hitler. Nothing like he said on Alex Jones.
Right.
This was the straw that broke the camel's back, got him kicked off Twitter for inciting violence. Now we're about out of time. I wanted to bring up another point. Do you think there's conspiracy theorists out there that suggest that maybe Kanye West is like a product of MK Ultra? Have you heard that?
I have heard that before.
Do you think maybe that's a possibility?
It's possible.
I think there are lots of celebrities out there I would say are, I don't know about MK Ultra, the official thing, but I think they've definitely got their handlers. They're saying the things that they're supposed to be saying. They're probably being I feel there's a lot of blackmail involved. There's probably a lot of substance abuse involved that gets celebrities in the inner circle, and if you don't play ball, you get kicked out. We've talked about that a lot. Now, this thing popped up off subject from all his anti-Semitic stuff.
Sure.
But this popped up about the times. It was about the time of his first anti-Semitic post, I guess. So it kind of ties hand in hand. Kanye West's personal trainer has threatened to commit the rapper to a mental hospital. How many personal trainers do you know that have the power to commit somebody to a mental hospital?
Not many.
Does that sound very, I don't know, like a handler-ish to you?
No.
It doesn't sound like a handler? I think it...
I guess if it, I mean, personal trainer, it does seem like he's got a little bit more going on there. So
yeah.
Is that the, Kate, is that who he was discussing on Alex Jones as his handler, was his personal trainer?
I don't know. I don't know who he's referring to, but it says Kanye West launched into a tirade against celebrity personal trainer Harley Pasternak after he threatened to commit the rapper to a mental hospital. Now, can you imagine telling Kanye West, who thinks he is
all that,
Jesus? He calls himself Jesus at one point.
Yes, and that guy works with a ton of celebs.
Yes.
Okay.
And so he's a celebrity, quote unquote, personal trainer that has some kind of all-knowing power to commit him, to lock him away for mental issues. Personal trainer. We're not talking like a psychiatrist. We're not talking like a personal physician. A personal trainer has this all-knowing power to say, hey, I'm going to get you locked away, bro.
Right. You're
brother.
over the edge.
Says Yee shared private messages between himself and a contact known as Harley on Twitter, which is, I'm guessing, Harley Pasternak. The text showed Harley telling the rapper to cooperate or else he will send him back to a hospital so he can stay in Zombieland forever.
Wow.
Cooperate with what? Like cooperate with the mainstream? Like fall back in line or I'm going to get you recommitted?
Right.
I mean, that maybe... Does that go back to 2016 when he got diagnosed with bipolar? Was that like he fell out of line by supporting Trump and they're like, hey, we're going to throw you in a hospital for this. We're going to get you locked up for this.
Yeah.
Says Harley's text read, I'm going to help you one of a couple ways. First, you and I sit down and have a loving and open conversation, but you don't use cuss words. And everything that is discussed is based in fact and not some crazy stuff that dumb friends of yours told you. That dumb friend of yours told you, or you saw in a tweet. Who's the dumb friend? Is that Nick Fuentes, maybe?
That's my guess.
That would be my guess, too, or whoever else he was hanging out with at the time. Second option, I have you institutionalized again where they medicate the crap out of you, and you go back to Zombieland forever. Playdate with the kids just won't be the same.
Damn.
Now, whatever conspiracy theory level you're sitting at now, that seems shady as fuck.
Yeah, it just kind of jumped to 10.
Yeah. It went from, like, crazy Kanye to Well, there's something fucking here.
Right.
There's got to be
this is
something
some
here.
fucking crazy shit.
There's if it's not MK Ultra, it's some kind of level of Hollywood handler type shit going on. It's like, you don't play with us, you get locked. He literally said, you don't cooperate, I lock you back up.
Yeah, and playtime won't be the same
Yeah,
with the kids.
we medicate the shit out of you and send you back to Zombieland.
When he came out and was talking about, remember when he was talking about the Jewish people like slamming his friends under contract and stuff, he came out and said, like, they tried to take my kids from me. They're trying to, like, make it so I can't play with them or have visitation time with them and stuff. I mean, that's one of the things he called out.
There's an episode here because that seems very Britney Spears like.
Yeah.
Like the 2008-ish Britney Spears, and then till now when...
Yeah, Caden just kind of...
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Wow. There you go.
We're on the same wavelength here.
Yeah.
Caden says, Britney Spears, look what happened to her. She was drugged into a mental breakdown, and she can't ever come back from that. They took her kids, too. It's like you don't fall in line with us.
Right. Yeah.
We have ways of making you, whether that's like overly medicated, institutionalized, take your kids, take everything that's important to you.
Yeah.
And... maybe I don't know. Maybe is Kim Kardashian part of this too? Like
maybe she was part of his handler too. I mean,
snatch his kids up from him. Yeah. He hasn't been seeing them much, from what it sounds like.
Right.
Caden says they made it so she couldn't have children. Yeah. Remember when she was like she was forced to be on birth control, and I've spoke out against this one too. And a part of me had said when she got the court order to be away from that, like be free on her own, I'm like, now is Britney Spears gonna spiral out of control now? Not necessarily that she was crazy, but when you're heavily medicated like that, if you just, because she had said, I want to stop taking, she was bipolar too, bipolar medication as well.
Yeah, right.
You stop taking that shit, she was just like, I don't want to take this anymore. Stop taking it, your brain goes fucking nuts.
Right. So I mean, on the conspiracy side of things, is it possible that this is MK Ultra gone bad? Right?
Yeah, he steps away. He's like, I'm Kanye West. Yeah, I got here probably through like these dealings and stuff. Yeah,
they do.
But now I'm bigger than you. I'm gonna step away. And they're like, well, fuck no, you're not. Right. And he's like, watch, just watch. And maybe fucking Kanye's onto something.
Yeah.
Can we say without being canceled that Kanye might be on? Maybe he's in the wrong direction.
Right.
Maybe he's not in the wrong direction.
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe he just doesn't know how to say it.
Yeah. Now, maybe he's got these thoughts being channeled around, and people like Nick Fuentes are channeling them in the wrong spaces. I don't know. We haven't dove too deep into the Zionist conspiracy theories out there either. I have no problem entertaining any conspiracy theory. Whether it sounds a little racist or not, I will entertain it. I'm not here to talk about that tonight because I'm not ready to get kicked off of YouTube. But maybe there is something here, or maybe like I get that there is a high level of narcissism that is Kanye West playing a big part of this. But I feel like after reading this, there's something fucking here.
Yeah,
there's some
that's bizarre,
crazy shit going on here. Caden says it's so easy to just say, oh, they're crazy, and everyone just believes it. Like this is the episode of Black Mirror in real life. No, it's true. Look at all the child actors that, like, look at Lindsay Lohan. Look at Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears. Look at freaking, I don't know, Michael Jackson was probably an example of it. Are they all? I mean, they have like not a normal childhood to where they don't know how to like handle themselves normally, but I feel like they are a part of a system.
Right.
And when they try to get out of that system,
it does not go well for them.
No, not usually. And after reading this, it takes it far beyond.
Yeah.
Kanye West is just freaking nuts. No, there's something here. And when a guy who's just quote unquote a personal trainer says, I'm going to get you locked up again.
Yeah.
Go back to you want to go back to Zombieland?
Right. That's a clear ultimatum. Either you play ball or, your visitation with your kids.
He didn't even say like, hey man, the things you are saying, it's really bizarre. We need to bring you back.
Yeah,
no,
he
need
said help.
You cooperate or I send you back to Zombieland. That is pretty damning there.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is Kanye some sort of like Manchurian candidate. I mean, this is the comedy part. This is like a comical part.
Yeah.
Maybe he's like a Manchurian candidate
that went bad
to take out the Republicans.
Oh, right.
Like
to make them like seem like they've gone over the edge.
Yeah, right. To put like a Nick Fuentes or a Kanye West in this Republican spotlight and be like, this is what Republicans are, and just watch Kanye just spiral fucking out of control and be like, well, we don't want to be Republicans like that. They're all racist and anti-Semites, and he supports Trump, and Trump had him to a dinner because Trump's a narcissist, but Trump's obviously also an anti-Semite because he had Nick Fuentes. And so, I mean...
Even though Trump came out and was like, oh, I thought it was Daisy Fuentes.
I mean... It's fun to watch the whole Republican Party just collapse on itself because of Nick Fuentes and Kanye West being propped up, and then they're allowed to speak, and then they're like, oh, shit, and watch the Republican Party scramble to distance themselves from it.
It is, but the implications here of this Hartley guy, and his involvement with Kanye and his involvement with several other celebs, really... I mean, it's very disturbing.
Now,
to put it lightly,
him joining like the Trump train and the Nick Fuentes train, is that him pulling away from the system, or was he positioned there, like I'm saying, to like take down, like to kind of crash and burn it?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't
know.
And maybe that was the original intent, right? That's why he stopped his show and was like, hey, just want to give a shout out to my boy Trump, whatever, MAGA, whatever. And then all of a sudden, now he's gone off the rails, and they're like, look, man, you need to
rein it back in here.
I think we made him look at too much Nazi propaganda because he's way over.
He spent way too much time on 4chan.
Yeah.
Way too much time. Is there a way to block 4chan from his computer? So now that you've seen all of this, because we bashed on Kanye plenty, but then we throw in one article that's like 3 sentences. This guy threatened to send him back to the hospital. Now what do you think about Kanye West?
Right. Yeah, no, it makes me feel like there's so much more going on here.
Right. And I think we're definitely going to have to do an episode about like the Britney Spears and Kanye West and like the drugged up Hollywood and shit like that, because man, we've opened something up here.
Yeah,
and now my brain is just my brain's already over there.
Yeah, no, I know.
Like I've completely forgot about Kanye West now. And
I know. I feel like we went in a totally different direction than where I thought we were going to go.
Exactly. Yes.
I feel like I need to know more about realism, and I need to know more about this Hartley guy. And
yes, exactly. So, I mean, I definitely think there's Hollywood handlers out there.
Oh yeah.
I definitely have seen what I think are examples of when people get out of that umbrella of their handlers, or they step away from the protection of the establishment, and they get taken down, they get taken out, or they get blackmailed for things that they did, but they were like Bill Cosby, for example. It's like, how did Bill Cosby get away with it? Or Harvey Weinstein get away with it, and it covered up for decades.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, don't know that guy.
Yeah.
We never knew that happened. We never knew Harvey Weinstein was like that.
Oh, yeah. Bill Cosby? Oh, no, we thought he was All-American Dad.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's just like they did something to piss off somebody.
Yeah. Yep. And they were no longer protected.
Shoo, you're our sacrifice.
Yep.
So, or they just got to an age where it's like, well, they're kind of onto us. We need to give out a human sacrifice here.
But remember, I mean, Bill Cosby was one where he started coming out and saying, like, hey, look, black families need dads. The system's designed to kind of tear up families and stuff. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's been raping women for decades.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, he probably was raping women for decades.
Oh yeah,
but they were okay with that.
Right.
Until he started talking about.
Right.
Yeah. So, can of worms we've opened up with this Kanye shit.
Yes.
So, final thoughts on Kanye West.
Definitely a lot more going here than what we see.
Yes.
So bears watching. I mean, how does it end?
All right.
Is this an Epstein thing? Right? Is he going to end up hanging from a banister somewhere? Is his car going to go off a cliff? I mean,
good God, I hope not.
Right? I mean,
I enjoy watching this, even if it spirals, and maybe that's terrible for me.
But it's fun when you start seeing the system crash in on itself.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. It just because it's not planned.
Sure.
Right?
Now, final question to you. And we got to get serious here, all right?
Okay.
Final question. and take as much time as you need. Sure. Kanye West runs for president in 24. Do you vote for him?
Oh, God, no.
Oh, fuck yes.
No,
oh,
I can't do
absolutely.
that.
Because...
No.
Absolutely. Because this, I mean, it's already spiraling out of control. Why not enjoy the ride while you're at it? Can you imagine Kanye West getting up at a podium, giving a presidential address? Can you imagine his State of the Union address?
I think I would kick back and play my fiddle as Rome burned.
How many N-bombs would there be in the State of the Union address?
None, because he's Christian now and he doesn't swear.
Oh, he's... One of the final thing I caught on the Alex Jones interview, and it was like right at the end. He was like, "I love Jesus and I love supermodels." I was like,
"What?
What?" So I think Kanye still will drop the N-bomb. I think so.
One of the clips you didn't see is Alex Jones said ass or something like that, or no, he said it was bullshit. And Ye's like, you can't swear here or else I'm not going to finish this interview.
Good God.
Yeah.
Has anybody listened to Kanye's last, I don't know, all of his albums? Even I'm pretty sure his gospel album probably dropped some N-bombs.
Yeah. Well, at this point, I'm thinking he's a broken robot.
I don't know. But I do know 100% because, I mean, can you say any other politician is better for you?
No, they're all bad for you.
So why not be entertained?
That's true.
So absolutely, if Kanye West runs.
I sincerely believe that there's a chance that he would win. He would show up overdosed in a hotel room.
You think so?
Yes. Yeah, I do think that.
I don't want that. But I still think I'll probably vote for Kanye West.
The only way I see this ending is with him either disappearing in a sanitarium or him blowing up.
That's
literally.
Sad. That's scary and sad and probably true.
Yes.
On that sad, depressing note, we got to get out of here. Thank you for that. I tried to end it on a happy note, and you're like, he'll probably die. I'm like, it would be fun to watch him run for president. And you're like, yeah, but he'll probably fucking kill himself. It's like, all right, well, I guess we'll
No, I think someone else will kill him and make it look like he killed himself.
Make sure you check us out all over social media. On that note, check us out. Speaking of sad, depressing shit,
check
back.
Our Christmas
extravaganza, December 19th. You don't want to miss it because it's going to be more fun than thinking about Kanye West
as president.
Killing himself. December 19th, we have our third annual Christmas extravaganza. You don't want to miss it. It is a blast. It's a fun. And we don't talk about all the shit that's going on in the world. We just kick back, have some spiked eggnog, and enjoy some music, some inappropriate Christmas jokes, and all kinds of shit. So you don't want to miss it. We're gonna have. I've got special guests lined up this year, so you don't know. I'll leave you out of the loop too, because it's more fun that way. So don't miss it. December 19th, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want a good way to remind yourself, go down and hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen. It'll pop up as soon as we start airing our Christmas extravaganza. It'll let you know. So go subscribe, like, share, subscribe, all the shit the kids tell you to do on social media these days. So you won't miss it. It's going to be fun. Invite all your friends, your family, your grandmas, your everybody, because it's good, fun-filled Christmas.
Absolutely.
Very family appropriate, and no? It's fun, though.
Yes, it is fun. It is. Your kids will enjoy it.
December 19th. 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Check us out over social media. Share us far and wide, because that's how we get more and more ears listening to our garbage. Otherwise, be back here for the next one, which is tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, which is our Two Scoops morning show that I do with my brother of the System is Down podcast. Otherwise, be back here next week, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, for another amazing episode. We will catch you next time. Have a great rest of your week.
Peace.
Goodbye.
The Break the Bell podcast is brought to you by you. So pat yourself on the back, because without you, we would be talking to ourselves. A special thanks to our Patreon members, Justin Zielinski, Remzo Martinez, Stephanie Parker, and T.O. Jacobson. A shout out to our sponsors, Run Your Mouth Coffee, the On the Run podcast, and Goulash Media. If you'd like to help support us, visit patreon.com/breakthebell or buy our garbage at breakthebell.bigcartel.com. Get back here next week and let us continue to invade your ear holes. And as always, never stop talking.